marvelous is your name. Great and 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 marvelous is your name. Your name is. Your name is. Hey, your name is. You are higher than the rest. Your name is. Hey, your name is. Hey, your name is Jesus. Strong and powerful is your name. 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 Strong and glorious is your name. Strong and powerful is your name. Strong and powerful, your name is. Hey, your name is. Your name is. There is no one like you. Hey, your name is. Hey, your name is. You are Jesus. You are high. Hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. 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 Amen. Thy word is yea. Thy word is yea. Baba, your word is yea. Jehovah, your word is yea. You speak and it is done. You command and it stands. Hey, your word is yea. Baba, your word is yea. Your word is yea. Hey, your word is yea. You said let there be light. And there was light. Your word is your word. You will never break your word. Oh, hey, your word is yea. Ah, your word is yea. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Are you ready now? Yeshua, Hamashiach, Lion of Judah, Agune Chimbao. Yeshua, Hamashiach, Lion of Judah, Agune Chimba. Yeshua, Hamashiach, you are the Lion, Agune Chimba one. Lion of Judah, Agune Chimba. You are the one who parted the Red Sea. You are the one who
Yeshua HaMashiach, the author and finisher of our faith, the one who died and resurrected on the third day, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. What a mighty, mighty God we serve. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, good evening. Which part of the globe, wherever you find yourself, this is Mpɔtam Morning Show with Papa Law Perfect on Papa Law Radio. We are the navigators of the airwaves. Stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come. Here we inform, we educate, and we entertain. This is our core mandate. We make sure our communities are built. Papa Law Radio, building communities. All right, so stick and stay right here. 37 minutes gone past the hour 6 a.m. The best is yet to come. We're going to be with you from now till 10 a.m. GMT in the studios of Papa Law Radio. It's going to get hotter and hotter, powerful, so intriguing, full of revelations. Who educate you, will give you the best and nothing else. Show produced by GGH, my co-producer, my co-host David Santos. All right, so God bless the team. So what is happening in Kumawu? Kumawu is now the talk of the town. Politicians and politics, my goodness, they will do everything possible for your vote. Is that the same sense of agency they use to solve our issues? We're going to know more about Kumawu by-election after the demise of Philip Basua. We're going to know who takes the seat of the late Philip Basua. He was 53 years of age. He died in March 28, 2003. What a gracious God we serve. I want you to hit the share button, share the broadcast on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Tell your friends. This is the hour for Mpɔtam Morning Show. So we'll talk about politics. We'll delve deep into politics. What is happening in the MPP camp, the NDC's camp as usual. You know, this ideology in Ghana when it comes to politics is all about MPP, NDC, and all the high-powered people were in Kumawu over the weekend. Interesting. So they can visit Kumawu when there are no elections. They will not visit the place, but when there are elections, they will visit the place. Interesting. Electors must start thinking twice. We must start thinking out of the box. We must start asking pertinent questions, heart-wrenching questions. Now, everybody over the weekend, all the high-powered delegations in the MPP and NDC were in Kumawu. Ask yourself, why was the former president, his entourage, his delegation, name it, all the political apparatchiks, the top-notch men and women were canvassing for votes over the weekend in Kumawu? The MPP, Almighty Nana Addo Dankwa, His Excellency Akufo-Addo, everything has gone up apart from the height of the president. He was in Kumawu canvassing for votes for their candidates, the MPP's candidates. Is it going to fall? Is the MPP going to fall under the axe? Is the presidential candidate or the independent candidate, going to snatch the seat from the MPP? We're going to find out. At least we have less than 48 hours for the people of Kumawu to decide who represent them in parliament. It's going to be fireworks. Is it a test drive? Is it a test for both parties to test their strength in the MPP will say our stronghold, that is the Ashanti region, and then for the NDC to also test their strength as an opposition party who is trying to garner for 35% of the vote. And if NDC should get 35% of the vote from the Ashanti region, it means that the seat or the presidential seat has fallen for them or onto them. All right, so we're going to call these politicians to speak to the issue, especially the by-election in Kumawu. All right, join the train, Mpɔtam morning train, and let's take you to your dreamland. All right, we'll have Dr. Brefo Leslie, who will also be on the line to educate us on UTI, urinary tract infection, which is causing a lot of mess in men and women. He will teach us about it, and you get to know if you have the infection, you better treat it before it's too late. Jesus. All right, so God is good all the time, and all the time the Lord is good. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Give God some crazy praise. Put on your dancing shoes and do your boogie jiggy. It's another brand new day. It's a brand new day. In Tema, it's a wonderful rainy day. Last night it started drizzling and it started raining. Finally, I was like, wow. Now it's getting out of hand. It means that this year we will experience a lot of rain. All right, so stay right here. The best is yet to come. All right, so we'll be speaking to Mr. John Apia, who will also be educating us on youth in politics. Are youth doing well? Are we gotten to a point where the nation is beginning to accept the youth in politics? And are we seeing a youthful president, not somebody who was 50 years claiming he is the youth amongst the rest of the presidential candidates at the time? I mean, His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama. I remember when he was contesting the Paukwasi Doom, the how do you call it, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the rest of the presidential candidates. He was the youngest at the time. So let's pray that one day we have a youthful president. Is it visible? Is it tenable? Let's wait for that appointed time and see how things rumble. All right, so let me acknowledge our sponsors. Nana One Shoes. Oh my God. Nana One Shoes is into sales of all kinds of shoes for kids and adults. In fact, when it comes to quality, they are the best. They stand tall. So go to Nana One Shoes, right opposite Community Living School Complex. Just go there, make it a conscious effort to go to Nana One Shoes. Are you in need of shoes or a shoe? Then the best place to be is Nana One Shoes. They are located at Community 11, directly opposite Community 11 School Complex. All right, so I want you to know that the reason why you must go and buy your shoe from Nana One Shoes is the fact that their shoes is of good quality. All right, so contact Nana One Shoes on 0256836112, 0256836112. Nana One Shoes. Quality is their hallmark. In fact, when it comes to photography, the only place to go is Shabba Rich Photography. Shabba Rich Photography have been in photography for 30-something years. They are into all kinds of photography. Get your passport size photograph, your photo shoot for all events, your wedding, your engagement, your birthday parties, and the likes. Contact Shabba Rich on 0244671593, 0244671593. Shabba Rich, they are the best in photography. All right, so when you are in need of eggs, chicken, pigs, just contact Papa Law Farms. Papa Law Farms. We are the best when it comes to poultry and piggery. So contact Papa Law Farms on 0243 446455. 0243 446455. Papa Law Farms. We are the best. What a God we serve. All right, so say thank you to God this morning. Bless the name of the Lord. Magnify the name of the Lord. Give him praise. Give him adoration. Among the gods, none can be compared unto him. All right, so we're going to have a 9 time on radio. We'll bring you the best because Papa Law Radio stands for the best. We always make sure that you are informed, you are educated, and you are entertained. Don't forget that we are best in news, best in sports, best in entertainment, best in religious affairs, best in politics. Stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come. Honorable Razak Abdul Hussein. How you doing, Honorable? I believe you are bouncing well in the grace of God. May God keep you and protect you. My very good friend. Papa Law Radio, Papa Law Media, a brand ambassador. Madam Gladys, how you doing? Thank God for saving you out of that fatal accident. I hope you are bouncing well in the grace of God. I'm sure you are still on top of the devil. All right, so hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Go on Facebook, put into your search engine Papa Law Radio /TV. Like the page, put your notification on so that anytime we come online, you'll be first to be notified. I came, I saw, and I conquered. The name remains Papa Law Perfect.
Are you ready now? Yeshua.
Don't run away from the truth. John 8 verse 32. Jesus said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. May the truth set you free. Yeshua HaMashiach. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, the Lion of Judah, the Lily of the Valley, the Rose of Sharon, the I am that I am, the King of Kings, and the Lord of Lords. He's the Lion of Judah. What a God we serve. He's the Kabiosi. Kabiosi simply means the unquestionable one. You can't question the doings of the Lord. The devil is a liar. May you have a blessed day. May you have a fruitful day. May God usher you into greater heights. May you not miss your miracle today. If you believe it, jump up, hook up, and say, I take it by fire, by tender. All right, the name remains Papa Law Perfect, the navigator of the airwaves. You are the one who. All right, so very soon we'll go for a motivational quote for the day. You are the one, and you will love it. All right, 10 minutes gone past. 10 minutes to 7 a.m. I should say. In the studios of Papa Law Radio. All right, the number 7 means perfection, rest, and wholeness. Once we hit 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of Papa Law Radio, something good will happen in your life. If you believe it, jump up, hook up, and say, I believe it. I take it by fire. The word of God says, this is the day the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Mpɔtam morning show with Papa Law Perfect. Now, quote for the day. Our motivational quote for the day. Stop making the right person suffer for what the wrong person did to you. Stop making the right person suffer for what the wrong person did to you. A lot of people are holding grudges, all right, against people who hurt them years ago, days ago, weeks ago, and seasons ago, and times ago. and they are still holding on to these fisticuffs, these attacks, this pain, this hurt in them. And so, because they don't want to heal, or they are not ready to be healed, because until you make yourself available to be healed, you can never be healed. Listen and listen good. A lot of people are nursing wounds. They are nursing wounds that have been with them for the past 10 years, 5 years. Some even go beyond 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year. Please, heal yourself. All right? You are hurting yourself. Interestingly, those who hurt you have moved on. They might have moved on. They might be doing their own thing in their own corner. And you keep nursing these wounds for many years, and it's not helping your health. Psychologically, it's not helping you. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. All right? It's not helping you. Just drop it. Let it go. Don't keep anything in you. You are not a harbor. Don't harbor things in your heart against people who have hurt you for a very long time. If not for a long time, those who have hurt you, generally I'm speaking to somebody who is hurt by an occasion, by the actions and inactions of somebody, by the reflexes and inflexes of somebody. You've been through a lot. Some of you have been hustling and bustling. You've been twisting and turning. You just want to make ends meet. And in the course of all these, you are hurt by people you trust. The most painful thing about life is being hurt by people you love so much. People who are dear to your heart. People you treasure so much. People you wish them well. Don't forget that those you love will be the very people who always hurt you. Take it from me. Believe it or not, those who hurt you most are people you sacrifice a lot for, people you love dearly, people you treasure so much, people you love without conditions. Yet, they are the same people who hurt you brutally. Listen. The time has come for you to forget about your past. Forget about your past. Keep it in your mind that a time is coming, and that time is now, that you will regret not forgiving those who have hurt you over the years. I want you to let go of your past. Try your possible best. Go ahead of your own self and tell yourself, speak to the you in you. Speak to the Lawrence in you and say, hey, Lawrence, listen, you are strong, you are powerful, you are anointed, you can make it. You are the trailblazer, you are the globetrotter, you are an oil carrier, you are a destiny changer, you are a change agent, you are greater than you know, you are bigger than the biggest. You are doing well. Speak to the you in you. Tell yourself, it is possible with God. Bible said the good books, or the Bible says that with God, according to Luke chapter 1 verse 37, with God all things are possible. Don't kill yourself because of those who have hurt you. Don't transfer the pain to innocent people. Those who have not wronged you. I've seen people, women who have been hurt by men, men who have been hurt by women, trying to transfer the pain somebody caused them to innocent ones. Those who are innocent, you are hurting them. You are dumping the pain somebody caused you onto them, which is an error. It does not augur well when we do this. I'm not talking to somebody here. So make a conscious effort to let go of your past. Stop making the right person suffer for what the wrong person did to you. There are women who have made a decision or taken a decision that I won't trust any man again. Listen, Even if you think all men are the same, I'm here to tell you, all men are not the same. We still have good men out there. If you're a man and you think there are no good women out there, I'm here to tell you that we still have good women, the Esthers. We still have the Abigails. Women who are beautiful, women who have the fear of God, women who love God with an eternal passion. All right? So don't hurt the right people. Make sure that you drop your hurt, your pain, and don't let the right person suffer for the pain the wrong person caused you. I hope you have been inspired this morning. Drop it. Take the pain out. Interesting. The reason why some of us have what we call recycle bin inside of us is the fact that when people hurt us, interestingly, whilst you are hurting, whilst you are holding grudges, those people might be sleeping, enjoying themselves, snoring, changing gears, enjoying their life. All right? Some of them might be having fun whilst you are there sobbing. You'll be sobbing out of pain, confusing your own destiny, frustrating your own self, thinking about necessary things. I am here to tell you that drop your heads and the best will happen. I came to let you know that God loves you more than you know.
Just run.
Good morning.
Say,
All right, so this is Mpɔtam Morning Show with Papa Law Perfect, show produced by G8. I'll go for a break, and when I'm back, we'll do wonders on radio. Stick and stay right here.
hallelujah, sing hallelujah, hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. Hallelujah.
right, Yeshua HaMashiach, the author and finisher of our faith, the one who died and resurrected on the third day, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. Shot fired, fingers crossed. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from every evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen. All right, so I'm sure you've worshipped God enough to be motivated. Ahoya.
You are the one.
All right, your boy on your radio. Don't give up. Stay strong. Tell yourself I can make it. May you have a blessed day. May you experience God like never before.
You are the one who fights my battle.
All right, David Santos, good morning.
Good morning, Attorney.
How are you doing?
By grace, I'm doing well.
How was your weekend?
Not, let me say it's not bad. Yeah.
You wanted to say something? Or you want to say what I'm thinking?
Oh, not.
You
I
are
don't
not-
think you know what I'm thinking.
You are not thinking anything.
No, this one is the free mind.
But the way you spoke, and then you gave a breather in the course of your speech,
Oh no.
it gives me a message as a communication person.
Yeah.
I won't say expert. Now everybody is a communication expert.
I'm just trying.
Ghana, we are interested with titles of
Serious.
communication expert.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
I'm just trying to raise this point. You
That's
know,
right.
the weekends have been too lovely to me because
Okay.
it's
It's
full
not
of
lovely
stress.
like chocolate.
Which of the chocolate are you talking about right now?
The chocolate, you know. Which other chocolate are you talking about?
Somebody said.
Anyway, how's your day? On your way coming, what did you see?
Papa, you need to hear.
The day just started.
Yes.
It's too young.
It's interesting that up to now we are still fighting over
The new fare.
the new fare.
So-called 10% reduction.
Because of that, I have to be late to work
You have to be late to work.
because people are fighting, and then the driver said he will not move.
Move.
If you like,
But the instruction has been, released already.
I don't know their problem. That is what I'm thinking about. And
So it's whose ministry? Is it not Ministry of Transport?
yes.
So they can release a memo and enforce the new fares?
No, but Papa, if there is increment,
Ghana.
that one they are okay with it. But whenever there is like they decrease the price, that one they have no ears.
They won't accept it.
They won't accept it, and that is my problem.
That's crazy.
You see, and you know they will not mind you when you get to the
That's right.
middle of the road where they know you will not get car because early in the morning is
That's
very
right.
difficult for somebody
the
to
struggle, I can relate.
Yes,
It's a relatable issue. I
And
can
said-
relate.
if
Where people are rushing for.
It's not
if you don't
easy.
have muscles, you can't.
yes, and even the one that I joined from Circle, do you know what he did? Because we said they have reduced the price, and therefore we are all collecting our one city. He
That's
decided
amazing.
to do overloading,
Wow.
and when we were coming on the motorway,
And if you're a man, talk.
talk.
The only time I see these structural bound people and the mates, and in fact, and their drivers being bossy and bossing us around is when they know you are desperate and you don't have
Papalo
any
Radio.
other way to get
Straight
home.
up.
That's when they teach you
Yes.
that being a driver is not a sickness.
It's not easy. I was even trying to comport myself, but the way the thing is going, I can't comport myself. The guy was doing overloading, And
if you can get up,
do you know what happened?
and the bines are on the road.
The gate where the
I don't like those days. I never like sitting there where the maid sits.
oh, okay.
But definitely they will overload. They will pick 4 there, including the maid 5.
Today the gate removed because of the overload. It nearly take away the mate.
Wow.
Yes.
Could have fallen down and
Yes.
died. The risk we take in taking money or making money is another thing.
And it's dangerous.
That's why I have a problem with the youth of today when they look at people on social media dancing, twerking, fooling around, as you say, and just, pose to the camera, tell the whole world they are doing well, and for you to feel you are not doing well in your own small way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in reality,
You are not.
you are the one doing better
Oh.
than those people on social media. Like Hajia for Real's issue. She's now been extradited to the US to face judgment.
Yes, sure.
Now she has been remanded, and if she wants to be released or the family want her released on bail, the bail conditions is crazy. One, there must be an amount of $500,000 paid before, and then GPS. How do you call it? There's a GPS that is placed. What? Yes,
that's the
GPS tracker,
yeah,
which will be placed at her ankle, and wherever she goes, if you dare run from a particular space or territory, you will hear the sound of the ambulance. You can't run away. You see the mess. $2 million romance scams
has gotten to another level.
I love you. I'm for you. I'm this and that. And then they take the old man's money.
Yes.
Interestingly, when you listen to the report, she was taking the old man's money, allegedly, because the case is in court. Until the court says she's guilty, you can't say she is guilty. So at the end of the day,
yeah,
I want to encourage the youth that don't rush ahead of your time, because if you rush, you crash.
Yes, there's one day.
And you destroy your future. That is where the problem lies. And a lot of youth are facing this pressure. The women, the young men, the young women, rushing for almost everything, grabbing things left, right, center, illegally, foul means. Why will a lady get up early in the morning or in the name of money on TikTok, money on YouTube, and just be exposing her nakedness just to make money?
Just to make money.
I also, over the weekend, I saw a very disturbing video. I'm told it has been in the public space for over a week. I saw a pastor turned into a Rasta man, as they call it, who is smoking live on camera, half naked, almost naked, I should say. The wife too smokes at the same time. A pastor has now turned his church premises into a farm, insulting Jesus and God.
Wow.
Telling his children that there is no God, forget about that useless God. You see the kind of generation we have. We are missing it almost every day.
Every day.
One of the things I am so concerned about this pastor and his wife's issue is the fact that what really triggered this whole thing? What triggered it? Some says on social media, social media, there will be at least one person who knows you.
Yeah, by all means.
Somebody wrote, he baptized me, he did this for me, did that for me. He was an anointed pastor. Anointing is not the issue here.
The issue here is
character. The problem with the 21st century church is that we have charisma, but we don't have character. Charisma is the boldness, the passion, the zeal. Look at it, especially in the charismatic settings. We have the charisma. Oh, the man can preach.
Yeah.
What about after the pulpit?
What's the character?
After the pulpit, how do they live? Some preach and they do vices, or they do otherwise. So the anointing is not the issue, because anybody, I repeat, can be anointed.
Okay.
But it takes character to sustain the anointing. So even though the pastor's issue is so disturbing, I mean, my heart breaks when I see some of these things, because I can relate with this, because I belong to the same kingdom. We are in the same vineyard. So I felt very bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what triggered this whole thing? What were the red flags? He smokes. He's into Rastafari, whatever, a kingdom. He's now telling the children he's lost two
He has turned to different things.
of his children. And at the end of the day, the mess is so much.
Yeah, because he's leading people.
I'm
and I
telling you.
believe these people that
People are looking up to him.
Yes. Yes.
Once you're a pastor, it's
is our
after the
problem.
order of Melchizedek. Until you die, you will still be called a pastor. That is why people are still tagging a pastor now turned into a Rasta man or a Rastafarian.
And it's going to, push a lot of people to divert. And so
It has
it's something else.
dented the image of the church.
Yeah.
This is where I ask, where are the so-called church fathers? Are they only interested in tithe? Today, if anybody will call you a son in the Lord as a father, it means you are paying tithe. You are giving them the fat offerings.
Yeah.
If the money is not coming,
I like
they
the,
can never call you a son or a daughter.
I like the fat offering.
Until you pay, you will not be called a son or a daughter. This is how far we have come. And it's so denting. I mean, it dents the image of the church. And I think the church must sit up. So what's happening?
Yeah, so today, I don't know, but we have to call a shot. Because what is going on is not right. Almost a week now. And still, people are still having issues with the decrement of the transport. Which is, people were fighting.
If there's been reduction, who must enforce it? My only problem in Ghana is this. We have a nice way of enacting new laws almost every now and then. Honestly,
Okay.
personally, when I hear that Parliament have passed a new law, I laugh. We're in this country when OSP, the bill was passed into law. Once a memo is in Parliament, we call it bill.
Yeah.
Once it's approved by Parliament, we call it law.
Because
It becomes a legal instrument.
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're in this country when the office of the special prosecutor, the bill was enacted finally. My big question is this. Ghanaians were jubilating. Now we arrest corrupt politicians. This, that. How many are in jail now? They have lawyers defending them. They have the men defending them. Take me to court. Because they know there's a kangaroo court where they can pay their way to the top.
To the top. Yeah.
There's been a lot of rhetorics against the judiciary. And I think we need to go back to the drawing board. Tokonu, the incoming Chief Justice, must clean and purge the judicial service. I'm telling you. Over the weekend, remember that Kwesi, the supposed MP for Asin North, the Supreme Court has instructed that his name be expunged or removed from the records of the Parliament of Ghana, that no one has ever existed called Honorable Kwesi.
Because of what?
Because he holds a dual citizenship. We are not even talking about the criminal aspect of it.
Okay.
This is the civil aspect.
Yeah.
So his name must be expunged. And I tell you, the way the babies with sharp teeth, I don't know now if it's adult with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Are biting their tongue and showing their 32 teeth, saying the judiciary is sick. And one honorable honorable member of parliament even says he does not know what the judge who sat on the matter or case smoked before passing judgment.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
We have reduced the judicial service to this level.
Yeah.
And I miss
Atukuba, yeah. That man.
That Supreme Court judge. He said, show your boss. You be in the media, making noise, make it here. But at the time, he decides where you sleep in the next 1 microsecond. Today, what do we see?
Nothing like that.
ECG is taking our monies without giving us power. Up to date, our 140 Ghana cedis
is still with them.
Paid for power. We have still not received it. ECG, listen. I'm doing the Papa Law's Corner straight up. Because very soon we'll put doctor on the line.
Okay.
Listen and listen good. ECG, make a conscious effort and pay our money back, or you better give us the power. We are not joking. In fact, the message is clear. You are robbing people. This is broad daylight robbery. You are robbing people. And it's illegal under our laws. Like I said, we have a social contract with you. Value for money. We give you money. And then you supply us with power. One must do something, and the other must also follow suit. I pay, you follow suit. We are paid for power. I have my evidence. I'm speaking this way because I have evidence. We bought power close to 5 days now. We have not received the power. 140 has not reflected on our meter. And you sit unconcerned. Listen, let me tell you this. ECG, listen, you and your management, you are inept. Ma bon. You don't know your work. If you know your work, you make sure we have power. If you believe in service, you see, it blows my imagination, and I can't fathom how people think that every Ghanaian don't read. Every Ghanaian don't know his or her right. You are joking. You're beating more than you can chew. I will talk about this till you give us our power. You are a disgrace to the company. You are a disgrace. In fact, you are denting your brand. You should be ashamed of yourself. ECG, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are stealing from the people. Refund their monies or give them power. That is the only option you have. And very soon, some of us will waste money, pay for legal fees, and take you to court. And you will regret. You get a controversial lawyer and they will make money. You assume $2 million US. You assume 1 million Ghana cedis in Nasifwa. Kamu be sure nyansa. Know the truth. The truth is that your service is poor. Your service is poor. Majuma na moye, mu nim de moye. Na customer etuya, ye free be prepaid. Say Metuampo and sana wo ma me power. It's under normal circumstances. Only right impossible will do me light. I will me excuse. Ka who do me light, no? I was so mommy excuse. And then me no be dia dance say there's been power fluctuations. You'll be there surprisingly, unprepared, unplanned. Before you realize your power is gone. And power will not be restored until they are done with whatever they are doing. ECG, you don't communicate. You just assume. Mutia bomba. Ma mutia wu. Ti wi ena modi ye juma no. You don't communicate. You assume say, oh, when you say a juma had you doom light asa. You don't know your work. That is not communication. Communication is telling us. Don't assume that we know what is happening. In fact, we don't even know whether you guys don't have gas or not. That is the excuse in the media now. Tell us that you are doing or you're having load shedding. Known in our public circles or in our household as doom shot. Tell us that you are having doom shot on your table. Stop pretending. ECG, you are sick. You need to change from your mess. You can't do this in a developed country. You guys will always face court issues. Most Ghanaians are quiet. When they buy power and they are not receiving power, they keep quiet about it. How? How can you keep quiet? Your heart earned money, your sweat. Moye ni guase for pa. Obi akoti mfifiri. Oni mo kwan nkrofo fa so bransa no matter power. And odi gu so anasa. Mu wi aye kra ye nim. One of the things we say, sir, I was there. Na me reminisce on something. Na me say, ye koto power. No mo ka kire say 100 cedi ni ye hwe wo receipt ni so 100 cedis. But so mu wi aye. So mu wi aye. Who is the mediator between us and those so-called services? How will render to us? Yabisa I want a question. Kofi Capito, SS we as a quality something. Kofi Capito is an elderly man. Pushy say, ye service be a yen shemu. We say, Sikano Mojeno. Is it value for money? And nobody is concerned. Ye mwana na we pushy this agenda because amanone wo. I will see a new be obe calculate kilobyte, megabyte, and then one no. And they are my because some of these people take advantage of us. All that you look for on your receipt, me pacho me 200 Ghana, 100 Ghana, and Oshe and there was asa. Odi u card, eko se u mitemuno abegusu asa. Okoye faso ko, okoye faso sano. You don't know. Tell me you know. Tell me you know. Tell me you know. The ayo bufu krane say over share o receipt so near the street light charges account. Over call obi community or who street light da. ECG me se moya kromfo. Minyi bakum film. You are thieves. You are robbing the people. Munyai kronono. Stop stealing. You are using smartness. People buy. And they don't receive the power. It means you are going to sell the power and make interest. Illegal interest. Illegal profits. You are thieves. All your workers, I said you are thieves. Edu be was here come ya moya. Na mo ye the needful. Mo ho ani wu pa. Akebe ye be bo machi. If you de twamu kamu yo bi a kamu be yire mo ho se wo mo boy achi o man form power mom na sumdwe mra mo ya kromfo mani da ho na mo ye emi se mo ni mo panyifo na ya mo strategize mo ho na mo jamming network mo ya kromfo. You are thieves. You keep jamming the network and then you give us an excuse. The network will keep trying. The network keep trying. Don't worry, we are sorry. All you know is how people receiving calls and speaking like angels to us. You are taking us for a fool. You are taking us as fools, living in a fool's paradise. Listen, it's not every Ghanaian who is a fool. Don't deceive yourself. You are thieves. I'm sure that is your modus operandi to make money. So you jam the network and tell people the network. So by the time you work on, you restore your so-called network fluctuations, then you make money out of it. I'm sure That is the joy. That is the passion at which you guys are working. You are thieves. We are kromfo. And now you be sick now. A Juma was all your man on your man. I say anything. Indirectly, you are robbing the person, but who you should again. This is fraud. ECG, more your fraudsters. So be better power. No beba be do fie. Sikane de mate. And you think most more call cashless no. And you who you are. Why we are more na? Mustations and you be jane. To say the crobo homo de ye mono. Say na mu jane. I feel I'm go for military. Any a police ko gu omo so. Office obi na e coward Ghana won. Me say waiting am call cashless and you mu tum ho for. But be am will look for you and demand accountability. And amotesa the BAECG light and more doom no more ma communication more nyetwe and ne social media daroma. O the idea too was is be trendy. And so mo nyet that because a tro and the munibudi. A tro mo ye low shedding was for to be na waha. I feel what the most gas shortage of gas from Atuabo. And no thing a moon do light. Cause the moon need the means to generate power. We are chrome for a minister of a day. Power name is all my year film. A kufuano there were year film. Energy. Mon pe bibi na monye. Napo. Do something about ECG. Ghana for any that's when you so private person be somewhere and a buying cromfo way Mpɔtam PDS they buy mo company na mo pretend somebody oh politicians mo hu ye niwu papa and na mo nyina mo so mo ho akogu Kumawu adan akonya ba ko penti 137 konya no ba ko pe 136 and money ni hu ba ko pe obi e test ya hwe say Ashanti region and this is on 35% 2024 it omo ko hwe omo ko test your power omo ko test omo strength MPP so he says still omo falling out of favor with the people of the Ashanti region it ye nyi seat when ye fanye a show na bragging rights no ye winning ECG and na masamba ne boko and na wo ya nimu no mo beti dwe akwa na your friends patapa o so mo beti dwe o da mo ntena ho na mo mokro no akromfo 30 minutes gone past the hour 7:30 AM GMT in the studios of Papalo Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. Stick and stay right here. This is Mpɔtam Morning Show with Papalo Perfect. My co-host, David Santos. Show produced by Juji8. Madam Gifty is here. God bless you. Thank you for joining the train. All right, I'll be right back. Stick and stay right here. All right, all mine be ye feminu me no ara. Wonsom ye di nipa na ye ECG ye di nipa na chichiro man. Or man for the top power, more form of power, mom. My heaty pa. Huh? When they buy power, make sure that you give them power. All right, so this is Papalo Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I have on the line with me this great doctor, Dr. Brefo Apo Leslie of Standard Clinic and Koforidia Clinic. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
How you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm blessed, oh, God's grace. How's the family?
Oh, everyone is fine.
We thank God. How are your patients? Tell us a bit about your patients. What are some of the cases?
Oh, they're also fine. And this one, just a quick one.
That's right.
Someone called me, I think, last week after the program, and he was like, "The English is too much. We have to speak G."
I thought as much. That's why ECG phones and some me blend in a kakranti. You better try impossible best. You better miss it. Yeah, many producer beka or G2 man. Yeah, she said yeah,
of course. But there are also other people also want to
That's
have
right. That's right.
the education that we are having.
That's right.
It seems we are making it English, so they are also getting it. So this one,
you better try.
It's my me who tell me another market.
Doc, and I then yeah.
Okay, your bishop will be alpha urinary tract infection.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Into a urinary tract infection. Or bad to minya, bema to minya. What is it?
Or bad to minya. A moa. My canner, protocols of Yadma.
You the cabro for no night.
When talk of urinary tract infection, in the presence of microorganisms in the urine.
Okay.
So, say, what collab? Now, you said you will say a moa or Ujunso, any friend of the UTI.
I don't know Ojunso Chana now, Ojunso. Okay. That's the blood.
Okay. Blood and like the genitourinary tract.
Okay.
Genitourinary tract. So if you have that, say more what's our system name
okay.
Blood urinary tract, and the Johnson man cancer. Say more and a friend urinary tract infection.
Okay. And so oba to minya, bema su to minya. But let me say most of the time it can be detected or diagnosed more with men. I think more men have this issue than women.
Men is more women rather.
Oh, okay.
More women.
Okay.
Men, yes.
So what are the causes of UTI?
Causes of UTI, as I said, the presence of microorganisms. So when there's a presence of bacteria in the urine, we have this urinary tract infection. Then that's why we says urinary tract infection. Also, we have urinary tract obstruction, like enlarged prostate in males.
Okay.
It is obi or honor when you have this problem with the prostate, that's a hona, and also to urinary tract infection.
Okay.
So the two main causes, any bacteria or microorganism in the urine and obstruction.
All right. So, Doc, somebody will ask, how do we get infected with UTI?
How can you get
infection? That's right.
Infection? Okay, so the risk factors, right? When you talk of risk factors, we have when you have a previous history of UTI.
Okay.
So when your UTI that you're treated for UTI that you have a higher chance of getting UTI.
Okay.
Also, we have sexual activities. So if you are sexually active, you can get urinary tract infection.
Okay.
It's UTI. And we have pregnancy. So obanyam saying due to hormonal changes, also to urinary tract infection. Now we have age.
Okay.
Age. Now research who say older adults and younger children at a risk of getting urinary tract infection.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah, at the risk of getting urinary tract.
Doc, why is this so?
Because once I could let me put it this way. Penny do ultimately Jones Ocean
Okay. Okay.
Also hygiene, there's a problem with hygiene in a sense that so indirectly, now so I want to honor it microorganism to me system.
That's right.
I could be so are the same thing. Explanation of the mind. A tear for a so bit my Johnson, yes, a son. You get it now. Obo pampers not just so just on a child more me up now as I call into the system. It's by so doing, according to me, urinary tract infection.
Okay. And you share the signs and symptoms. At the end, a bad day, dear more who say,
risk factors, Okay. So we have age, older adults and collapse. Now we have structural problems in the urinary tract.
Okay.
The structural problem. Say we have first one kind of obstructive problems. To say prostate enlargement. What does it? So prostate enlarge, a blockade urinary tract. It is a Johnson or air bar. It's me blocking. Madness and air bar. It's a blocking. Not just well, just a child, how do you say
the bladder or just a child?
The bladder, just a child. Then now accumulating microorganisms.
Okay.
Now I'm an album. So structural problems is caused. Poor hygiene. Poor hygiene in the sense that we need to be a boxer for 4 days. Remember,
see,
to be a boxer 4 days, 3 days. Ideally, that's what Mr. Sano. So we said boxer check. That's a bit of microorganisms are called urinary tract by so you get urinary tract infection.
I see.
The same goes to the ladies. Panty, no the hatter is a damn
warm, sir.
It will hatter or damn one. Okay. By so doing, just mean that urinary tract infection.
Doc, we didn't carry a discussion, but a bema or tie a shirt tight boxes. You see it to me affected with fertility near Kikam. Okay.
Research you won't say bema or shirt tight boxes, but ideally, no.
Okay.
The testis, no, I will say a loose.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
And no, because I go born in such a way, say, and no quality the PA about abonting.
That's right.
Orgasm and never wanting because your body temperature is too hot for sperm production.
Okay.
It's never wanting.
Okay.
It is our wanting. Any kind of come here too much.
Okay.
What you say? But all right now, you are separating the body temperature and cannot.
That's right.
It will share. Two tight boxes, in so doing it may affect or sperms, as you said.
Okay.
What you say, and our test this. Yeah.
Doc, it was well.
And see,
you have risk factors.
Risk factors. When you keep urine on you for a long time, Vanessa was Juma. Now we're Juma, no person you'll be a who were Juma, my own person over Jones, or Juma Kufia, and yet this practice must stop.
Okay.
Because you can saw the Jones or Shell watch it. So could be as a Jones for do as soon as possible. As soon as you now for Johnson. Doc
Johnson, no, dear, and no didn't pay banana near as a wood didn't want grandson as a Ochen Sokakra, and Nasa and Noah Banner. I will say,
Nina, I was okay. It was set week. It's and I be so oral contraceptive pills. Oral contraceptive pills and so amount of oral contraceptive pills. So and also to be my UTI. And you say your feminine products we buy a mad is show more, mad is show my senior. Sunny money was set your share.
Emma is the only assembly power. And you from easy. Yo, it's dog risk factors, and I'm a wabble board to do now. So na Niena Osha, Ijina Peme pa, Nasa Ijina top a washroom pa.
Okay, poor hygiene, no. And I feel the Jones will show
okay.
And a sexual activity. And I feel about structural problems.
Okay.
Obstructions.
Okay, so Doc, you share from another angle. A better day na mahu say manya UTI. A DNA better di amamahu. What are the signs and symptoms of UTI?
All right. We have maybe frequent painful urination.
Okay.
Say what you saw now who say ojonso no yo ya.
As a mushisho.
A symptom. And I see frequenter. Ojonso kakra na jonso sa dew. Ojonso enche jonso sa dew. Intent like sa and also kaho and also yes sign a chest as we nya. And I feel so Johnson who so Johnson and Yakoko. I say Muja, okay. Johnson one, and also a symptom of UTI. And I said, who say what Johnson and Nina a huru, okay, cloudy. And I said, strength one, and also a symptom as a mouth.
As a Johnson by nature and a bond that but all the a bon broso bonded tunde no.
I know. Tell that way.
That's right.
And I feel so honor say oh yes, I symptoms see beautiful so na moja wo so ni mo show those stars now South Africa who and also come. If we be suprapubic pain, why ask once no I ask yo yeah. Can also to me place a rule.
As a doctor, ye ne nam ho na mahaya me ya so kotodro we ne nom meto ye ne yi na say ye di ehunya pa. Ye di ehunya. Wo kuta yare bi pa ehun so nim.
Ampa. Ye di ehunya. Enti ena ho so a ohutimi yashi.
Okay.
Ohutimi yashi ahon share so eka ho.
Okay.
Ena mostly no enkwala mo say feeding problems, feeding problems a o man aduane a woni. Ena otimi nya diarrhea. Ena feel so once akwala no wonyini da nkwa ba na so atapi. It's also symptoms of UTI.
Wow.
We some of the signs and symptoms of UTI.
And the doc said one children, yeah, the anyone say one penny phone call and my man and
Kolaka.
Wow. And lab investigation, so it to me boama moya diagnosis in yes, sir.
Me pachani.
No, which kind of test and specifically. Yeah.
Okay, specifically no okwa be mainstream specimen of urine for microscopy, culture and sensitivity metrics here.
Okay.
I don't know mostly you bet my urinary routine examination. Normally the person can be china hemache na the hospital.
Okay.
Now first urine no I mache tie na epe. Na ya dia ye na ya hwe ade.
As a open for line you
I tia me ahwe say ampa say e wo ho na say inigo and you with my food black count me ahwe say infection no e dia call system no more then also yet me ahwe you with me aye ultrasound scan of the abdomen.
Okay,
e channel no dia ahwe if there's obstructions and na make no obstruction be na e so and also you with me aye na ye dia who say when you UTI and that say
doc into okwan ben, so how do we manage UTI? Is it manageable?
Yes, please.
Okay, so tell us.
UTI management, you have two types. Send a DBA mechanism. Management, they say, so who's the management UTI? They say, okay, doctor.
That's right.
It's your non-pharmacological.
I know it's a baby man,
it's non-pharmacological. No, they also to me, Ebwa say ubenu nsuo bebree send be able to match nsuo bebree so nsuo bebree why push out microorganism no free unit tract system but what I say nsuo bebree na want nsuo bebree ebwa push out microorganism no paponte and no one and I say udi huni personal hygiene usi boxes na say o ye udi huni a all observe personal hygiene and also ama see unit tract ano and now pharmacological no so based on lab investigation I be bit mama will know bit mama will know it's ciprofloxacin and as kefuza bit mama will know so you be here see e be what one so e be what one about IVs It's if you are near such a good atopia, so that they are if you bring me choir, you have first to see United profession.
Wow. And Doc, what are some of the complications? We look at the complications as well. So in any eventuality, a DNA bit media bread and nine so ben a debre will be your was baby.
United infection or so no one treaty. When treaty, it's minimal, be a friend of persistent lower United tract symptoms. A bit is hesitancy. What Jones what deal? What is a Jones what deal? And so qua to me and also straining like Okwa Obeche and San Wadros who pushy and Sanaba. Said Jones what deal not one to the car. Obejo a go and also another DIT leading to. And I feel so a feeling of the Obejo. What you say you can not feel fair. I felt Jones what just come into way and near maybe the one tract infection it's leading to. And I feel so also to me you're able to say you're able pyelonephritis. Pyelonephritis and cystitis, where it's from untreated urinary tract infection. My pet and I'm going to pyelonephritis and cystitis.
That's right.
And I feel so will be a friend incontinence, urine incontinence. It's and no, they can say and loss of bladder control. It's with the slightest maybe say obowa. Okay. So urine incontinence. We have renal abscess. Renal abscess, yes, bacteria no accumulating or kidneys name. It's this problem. Renal abscess. And I feel prostate no to me prostatitis, chronic prostatitis, prostate so a bit back. It's a young urinary tract infection. That's young tritia. It is also winner.
Doc, so at this point, say Obia Wenya na and straining during urination anyway, no. And no. Say you to me solve it.
Me patch
Okay. Doc, or final words. But before what they or final words and about to Jano, Dr. Brefo Apple Leslie or Koforidia Standard Clinic, any Koforidia Clinic. Dr. For say, you know, Omania Bre, Omo do pa, Omo ye hodo, inti Heal the World Home Care Service. Your health is our priority. As a woo few crampo doc. Obaba betre ni pa nya sa no abehwe no. We dey the power Dr. Befi. Adisua nye easy sa o na doctor for me the more times ne kra no ni mo books akese na utumi eye adwuma ya bepem sa bri na Dr. Befi.
One will say, he say no, be person me cheapy in kakra. Yeah, who is your patients no they say you have a hospital as you say. It's young kasa ye baba. Yes, you're very busy. If one best feels go to the mountain, what
the mountain must go.
Yes, it's yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Doc ma yeti for ni ahwe for all over the world. Or Mama Kwenya. Say open doctor, personal doctor. Said yeah, it been with the two of them. Me friend me doctor. I say me yare na me friend me doctor. You know na me nya sem na me friend me lawyer. Yeah na me depa. Enti Heal the World Home Care Service. Your health is our priority. Are your schedules so tight that you cannot visit the clinic, or you have aged family or friend who can't visit the clinic? Worry not. You can have your medical care at the comfort of your home and at your convenient time. Call this number 055404166 055404166 or 02026643942 02026643942 Omo Koforidia is affordable. Doc, then I'll be cover heal the world home care service.
The make for hone say papa because initially no na your patients, most especially Mema. And Mema the hospital. You started to heal the word program. But who say why? Because of who I know. And then in answer OPP as a 210 150 just on them baby crowd in a room. In a room. It's fortunately enough for booking the acquire na is a review on the number. It's in a arrested and then managing as soon as possible. As a Kenya me and then the whole year. It's a Kaya coffee in your head now. And the beer bit messy. It was Friday.
Baby on the media.
It was Friday night. And then the whole year. And I'm a call oh, the deep in our normal. That's right. It's said, we are fat, no issue. Now, all friend number, you know. And yes, I walk for young, baby.
Which part of the globe? I will see a chat ticket to cry near your better way, baby. It's number no means I'm fan to your BM 05540 41686 05540 41686 and 0202643942. Call us and we'll be at your doorstep. All right, Dr. Brefo Apo Leslie. Doc, yeah, that's a papa low radio. Yeah, near so dear Bekasa. May I sure say watch now over my another topic. And then you see dear papa. God bless you. All right, so talk to you later. Have a blessed day.
All right. Same to you.
All right, that was Dr. Brefo Apo Leslie of Koforidia Clinic and Standard Clinic in Koforidia. Near me, the partner said, Doctor, actually, Momma, baby, a mubura. And so, when your madrin said, Mobeko Hospital, or the Traho, or Jones or Hebra or Bre. Every 30 minutes, no Johnson, sir. Doctor said, when treaty bedroom baby, no what one Joseph go. I could be a wood me. Oh, dear, found the anything at home. Nay, me ferry. And they umpire bija na papa law radio so be the papa. Because I'm Ghana ye de na baby ye de pa aye Etihad. Stadium ho na nye easy ma money ya memenye sports ne oye sports no ene o fie ha na ya fe no almost a week or so ya hunu wo fie ha ene wa ha na ne ye amazing say ono ankasa ne team our tile machi papa say they control the city me sure say we hu ba bia me difi city won EPL yajia to aso pa miensa o EPL enye Ronaldo league no Eric Mens the professor e wo fia ha me ko break aba me bape Eric Mens ni na beja for beto aso na enye easy me ba Eric Mens will fear her. Eric Mens is in the house. PhD audition professor in sports. Welcome to Mpɔtam Morning Show.
Thank you.
Your show, my show, our show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How you doing?
Very fit now, strong and fit.
I can see. Fit as a fiddle.
Exactly.
And the joy alone from
everything.
The Etihad.
That alone gave me that momentum to push me.
So you are here to do football braggadocios.
Exactly.
You have the bragging right.
Exactly. Nobody come close to Man City.
Now, it's our team. You almost say Man U United. Who said yeah? One more.
Agrobi no mudi. Omuni nembre.
Omasa. Chia team fuzi.
Omudi agro.
Team na de bia same. Omu wini ba ko ani asho.
Na make an omu share ban mot back. I said o magic cup no. 3rd June so omu Man City wo FA Cup.
O me share.
City GB.
Omu Chelsea City no ye ba ye nye yi o. Ye philosophical football.
Exactly. Just start like share Madrid.
Perfect. When you're just scoring them, you demolish them.
Exactly. Me share Madrid. Now no beautiful football inside show.
Now so United in the crowd, are you disunited?
And Browns almost okay. Almost news is here. I say new owner no. I bet enough follow through into here. It's almost in Arab.
Any say I had there. It's kind of a but players a turn and you're not a year build the team. And the philosophy.
Oh, it's cannot be to me at all.
Also Mourinho strategy or no strategic coach.
Exactly.
Pep a philosophical coach.
Exactly.
Or play according to a philosophy. Oh, you wine, you be bob no to your post. And you're disunited for it. You so shit. Oh, you wine, you be attacking, you be attacking football.
Yeah.
Now Mourinho, Bomodiaji Europa na. Or betting a G. Yeah, Chen. Eric Mens.
Yes,
take over.
That's it. It's interesting.
Champions,
it's interesting. The champions are in the
studio
now.
We mark a class.
Very important.
And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down.
Time for sport. And Eric Mens and his team are here. Take over.
All right. So good morning once again to our listeners, yes, and viewers, yes. It's important once again. I'm your host, Eric Mens, and in the world of sports, I'm bringing you detailing sports news today. Yes, and we'll be traveling to Etihad Stadium. Yes. Yesterday was very interesting, and a lot of people were doubting, especially the Arsenal fans, after Arsenal leading the league log for almost the majority months you can count off, yes, but still they couldn't lay the hand on the trophy, and Man City had to come.
I said when you be who came but or 90 Ateta pa the way I know or just say
proper my predict is and possible NC
the way I know Jenna Numu just say what dear we
will
lady be Facebook just say Arsenal Bobo cranny show mo cray races still I'm on the baby
yes
or my tagi na wa ma
also mother
wa log out
yes, so that is just by the way. Yes, so yesterday after their game against Chelsea and that's 1-0 in favor of City.
Na Chelsea yenyina hokakra. Ebe yeni. Malaysia and Chelsea
omonya new coach Pochettino. So we hope
Pochettino wonye
bad. Yes, or Tottenham near who or PSG, you know, just maybe some
when to manage the stars.
That is the
thing. Said there's one thing managing football, let's say one thing managing
exactly. Mourinho oko taking Madrid or to all the Galacticos, but when to me and G2 mom and the church saying
it's not the stars.
Nti Pep Guardiola star or yan nyoma na we a big tree na person on consi Harvard be able to be US in chain.
Haaland they thought they were on to be performing
exactly. We're breaking records like we're breaking all the records in disposal and still or more games to play and maybe they might be benching him because Omaji League never into the Canada.
Sagana the Yankee Rebecca say oh Bompire Kai Chelsea but football nye prayer.
And
football ye prayer nka alata for na agi World Cup. Na Ghana to so second.
Football man ka Benin ade nanka.
Omoko yeah.
Nke Israel.
Wasa.
Empire man ka Israel for na.
Na no house of folk for no so the ene.
Papa en ngwase panam be say omo fusion but on to me and then
Media match of 5-1
yes and Media man now omo record top of the league table.
That should tell you. No. Adna BA for what's the secret?
Media my western region that is Takwa. Yeah.
Na iba ku ohene ne die.
Adriana na omoda first. Chelsea Bechem United.
Yes. To them. I think they are good.
Yes, Adriana na omoda first. Very good. Omagis this is the time I'm person saying, but I say almost feel say FNU frustrate you in some way. So I think so one way or the other, no. But regardless, they have a game at hand.
That's right.
And media maybe you feel like
that's right.
So yes, so member Ghana League no. So yes, that's what it's hard and dry. It was very interesting. We show more. Saying no more no. How Pep Guardiola and the boys no. You see, I know they have 3 trophies to fight for.
Wow.
Yes, and
Champions
Champions League, no makobo FA Cup, and as your league title. So exactly, treble now. That will be the first team after say Alex Ferguson or then the squad no AJ treble. So that is some news. Yeah, hope say Man City beat me ISR record. And still in Europe no and interesting seeing AC or Germany the Bundesliga yes. See Bayern every league no so. And at Dortmund and Abedao. Yes, with a game.
Haaland former team.
Yes, former team exactly with a game in hand. And I come 1 match is spent. Normally we are on leg, you know. So coming
RP Lisbeth,
yes,
almost
one. Yeah,
solid team. They surprised one of the major teams.
Bayern, I'm sure Bayern and Dra 3 and Champions League so Omudia Kutu, City ball 1-1 and in your man.
That's amazing.
I think that they are doing so well.
Yeah.
We show them consistency now. Omai so well. So to see Bundesliga no, Abe so tight. Obi lose the final game no, Obi lose league no.
Wow.
Yes, and as you see, Dortmund had that league no. So we are hoping say miracle will happen. And the most interesting woman say key player onya cancer or say no yare bad that is Ndra obetumi see akanona or make the mark for them exactly. And so that is something that is circulating on the media and we are hoping say Dortmund can pave them to the league. Nkofo start say Tuchel okufa Bayern no as a performance map perform and maybe that is
let's see how
it goes exactly. So that is an interesting one from the Germany Bundesliga and still in Europe. Let's do some news from the Spanish La Liga. Yes, La Liga no so Andre we told Jana emu ye because Madrid is here the Copa de Europe and now we need the Champions League no so Manchester United
that's right.
And right now Ndromo against Valencia they lost a goal to nil. Yes, and there were some racist chants to Vinicius Junior.
Yes,
Valencia fans no say
if you don't stop
exactly
play
Obewuna at the end and Dra or Giant they're still posting on Instagram. Yes, and I read from the Instagram post and say the price the racists have won is my red card because or retaliate and no man red card. Yes, so say the price the racist has won is my red card. It's not football, it's La Liga. So after this, no, and Tobias, that's the president. Yes, the president for the La Liga. No, but Ebeka said the attitude was bad, and Vinicius retreated. Say, I think say it's your league against mine. On a football, I won a league in Shawon Santi. The Obekano. Final, yes, indeed. And
peace.
We are
bad, but at least he's carried a message across.
Exactly. So
I am not for racism. I mean, let's call a spade, exactly. Not a big spoon. I mean, when you go to Spain, there are a lot of chants against blacks.
Racist.
Michaelisian faced one
with the same thing. And a lot of Adebayo have been
that's right.
A lot
that's
of
right.
Them,
that's right. I think something
especially, I think in penny for they don't take things like this lightly. So that is one thing. And still in Europe, there's some England news from Ghanaian player or England, Antonio Semenyo. Yes, Andra. Surgery, yes, and successfully coming out successfully. So it might be end to the rest of the season. Number match being today, and it's barely left with 2 matches for the end of the season. So that is some good news coming.
See, about football, that's my only worry in football.
Yes,
by the time he returns, somebody has taken
the position exactly,
and getting your form back is also another thing,
yes,
which might not
be like
work
used to
for you the rest of your
a lot of players
career.
who have been through that situation and anything no mujo pay no teach your back and this is some of the risk that comes to. Yes, so this is some news the English front yes still Ateta is in the news. Ateta make a comment yesterday said are the same people that think we were going to finish 6th and 4th are the same people saying that finishing second is a failure. So that is a message Ateta Diabetes just said yes.
Well, he will console himself with
exactly that is
second position.
that is very important.
But interestingly, Arsenal has won about 13 times of the cup.
Oh yeah. They've done well,
It's
and
amazing.
the only
Went
team
to-
in the league Omaji the golden trophy. Yes, they went the whole season unbeaten. Yes, the whole season.
I think they still hold that record.
They still hold. It was Pep Guardiola not episode breaking. I think Southampton shared one.
That's right.
Yeah, so we only saw one match in the whole entire season.
In the EPL,
Yeah.
I think their slogan is Obia Nyobia.
Exactly. And
Because
until I've said,
Look at
Ferguson-
Everton. Everton playing
yeah.
against
Yeah.
Man U.
Man U.
Was serious. They played their
On
heart
the ball,
out.
on the ball.
Today they are fighting relegation.
Exactly. So,
But I think Nottingham Forest is out of the
relegation zone. Yes,
relegation.
and
I'm happy. The reason is because of the DIU.
Exactly. Okay, you're Ghana
That's a captain and they be on the Ogobo team.
Yeah, no more relegation. But we they almost try one Bobby, so but the influence in the team also makes a mark.
On the December now. No, I see.
Yes, so still in the news, no. Say Alex Ferguson, the Twitter, the buy that is 2016. Pep Guardiola about league,
That's right.
or making some comments. We say Guardiola will be found wanting in the league. EP on in here,
like the La Liga.
No, and
but he's proving.
This is the 6th year, watching 5 of the league table, league trophy. So that should tell you the caliber of coach. And watching 11
The guy is
trophies
top
for
notch.
11 trophies for Manchester City,
notch.
and still this thing to make a mark this.
No, we need to say the end is cigar.
Cigar no. I see a brand.
Kakra ni tia na no.
It's no. Or the gene ni kakra.
Nipa so
And then Dran, so yes, me for going soon from all the Man City fans in Ghana, yes, and Dran.
I'm told you are the president.
Exactly. One day, remember everyone was yes.
No wonder.
4 of our members had yes. So as a leader, sometimes you need to give opportunity to others to go. Yes, and they came to Ghana for a Cape Coast project.
They know Ghanaians love the EPL.
Exactly, water project. Cape Coast. I'm quite that water project. So we had the raffle and they had to select some few to go and run almost stadium where how Nyoma Koya, yes, and still some interesting one coming from the EPL. No, the most top flight titles won in Europe 5 leagues. No, Pep Guardiola and Eddie Can we did 11 trophies in the top 5 European leagues. No, on our set it's our record. And Allegri with Juventus and so a seat, yes, and Antonio Conte, yes, on and so
Allegri is Obeyebi.
Yes, or the Juventus record.
As soon as you are best.
Yes, Guardiola or said the all be and Browns EPL normally player of the season nominations and so about out Ushimwa De Bruyne Haaland
That guy don't grow in football.
Hurricane is
De Bruyne is something.
So when he 31
his
years,
long shots.
Exactly the passes.
You
the
hold
short
it and
passes.
see.
Exactly. So also finding the player of the season nomination, that is De Bruyne, Haaland, Hurricane, Odegaard, Rashford, Saka, and Trippier. Yes, so this 6 players or 7 players can be found in the Premier League Player of the Season nomination. People are still rooting for Erling Haaland to take that into they're not supposed to join the young player of the season nomination and so out and your Botsman that is from Newcastle, Casedo, and also Brighton. Yes, this is normal year. They might be going for the first time in their life for European Championship.
Wow.
So we are hoping they can make the chap. And a young player of the season, Erling Haaland, assigned because we're 21 years. Yes, so a long time ahead of him to play football.
This guy will do well.
Exactly. And
but
Isaac
hitting the Ronaldo and the Messi thing, that one I always have my doubts. If somebody can, especially Messi,
for instance, let's say only Ronaldo almost 30 VR and share them back football, and there were some rules being a
favor.
Looking at what World Pele actually almost 1,000+ goals. No, that time not offside rule. No, and yet the NCC. So the football is growing. Exactly. Baby in the crowd. These things
and the hand of God in
Eba Munina, VR Romanka, only sanka possible. But yeah, Omaji goes no. I think those are some of the things that you pay attention to. So the young player nomination of the season for English Premier League, no, Abetuja and McAllister, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, Haaland, Isaac of Newcastle. So this were the players that are nominated for young players of the season. And also Abetuja and so the Rebel when it's see I am Rafi now.
But before that, the Northumberland Football League.
Football League, yes. And
Trasam,
yeah, that Joshua Trasam, yes, Chubano,
so painful, but was Papa anymore.
And very, very good. Or funny Papa,
I didn't know.
I think
You said the
video, three, Bema 2, or Babako, and Bema 2 in Bobo. So we are hoping, say, and there might be a debate, say, or representing Ghana or England. That is.
You always want to reap where you have no soul. You see this Mac Bones.
Mac Bones, yeah, freezing Mac Bones.
We're naturalizing for.
Yes,
I mean UK. Like this Nigerian guy. Also, we're influencing Joshua, whatever.
Yes, Ushimwa, no kwan so naturalizing because Ghana play any part in the development. Yes, or as
there's no more lobby. So there's a more baby at Denkwa. You see, there's one amazing thing about Senegal now.
Yeah, maybe baso. I'm not news and maybe baso.
I don't news.
Yeah, but feel the start to Africa now. You can't African news. Yes, and
the way they are winning trophies because of an agenda.
And the 17
as I'm winning
team, yes,
20 Omaji
African Cup of Nations.
23 Omaji
South Africa. Yes, and as I will show one. Omaji Afcon Bema 2021 Omaji beach soccer so Omaji Obama the Chan that is the local
23 no
that the local Black Star teams no almost Sukoshia no almost one Omaji Obama so U20 African Cup of Nations so Senegal and then Saturday no sorry under 17 so I just so
that's the way Tunisia will say Morocco almost maybe
no who say almost tip on behalf because of Bobo. And Ushu Momo is young and projects.
More than most Sarana Kofan Kokra, no more day. Omo 9 diagro.
Yes.
Because why Kokra into a yepena is here when you
injuries. You see, an Ushu Madden Becca Kate, the philosophy of their basis for under 17 and under 20. No, senior person. So I think say bit to me.
But I near no nebema where we need side lesson way.
Yes, you see, I know. Let's way smart. See, our lunch, you know, be brave. And then draft one of the interviews be or Becca say I think say I've outworked more than my manifesto and the strategy we won't say all the about one team but we
don't have a fierce contender be
see I know I think ni team no Aminu Shadow I start and draw making statement say was starting call a potential candidate no say Kurt can go on a post now I'm going to bet with him some more opposition or FNM. So if you can just let it go, because you might lose.
Ghana the crocodile John the emo the papa.
That's the thing. Yeah. So of far.
And now you meeting ye Ghana for day, including politicians. And now you meeting.
As the Ghanaians are naturally born
I'm
bad.
telling you.
Maybe
that statement today, Kennedy got it right.
So that is some news. Yeah. So as you see in Senegal. And dominated with African football, no even beach soccer.
So we are more 10 years, sir.
Just imagine
dominating,
yes. And World World Cup, no so Sadio Mane into me and Kobini, into me push, but they were able to go to the next phase and there. So they have a very systematic planner on between Abuomo or Mama Queen. Yes, so on the African continent, El Ali and Dra almost saying Buki on 4th consecutive Cup Champions League final.
Those teams,
those teams almost share experience 1-0.
Why is that Brazil is good in football, but
yes, yes, we'll share where the football is coming and it was history. My main history about Brazil football.
No problem.
The slave trade. No, what happened was Brazil be a hub for the English.
Sure.
Normal Kowa. That is where because of the sugarcane cultivation. So almost busy or Kakra. So they were doing a lot of things there. And I think one of the time, normally they wanted to introduce a for normal ball, but Brazil, the slaves they just didn't understand. They are no more boss, more normally they are good. Then the interest developed from there. So and Kofu almost say football started from England. No, Bibresi a free Brazil. The competitiveness of it started from Brazil and English. No,
modernizing
exactly and on common and another school of thought and so SN will move from Uruguay and maybe you better than football into details. No,
people claim it started from Uruguay.
Exactly. And Ushima, the whole world, Brazil now the most export of football talent in the world. Ushima the globe, the statistics in between.
Vinicius is solid.
Ushima, all the top 5 leagues in the world, no, you can get like 5 or active 10 Brazilians playing in all that, yes. And
so obu season we call ya na we aba.
Yes, sanity.
Okay, Germany question 8-1 no say.
1 yes,
the next you know was solid
squad, yes.
Wow.
Name of Crown Shampoo, a bear disease is to me.
No.
Or captain.
So so a disco dancer.
And that is some interesting. So, Papa, you're briefing Ghana and drop. Interestingly, the Ghana Premier League, and so take shape. Only left with 3-4 matches to go now on my season, and still, interestingly, Mediama Abeda League table. So I'm with BT Adriana to the league table. Yes, and it's only 1 point difference. Mediam is 53 points, and Adriana 52 points. Yes, and she had to focus Sinclair 7th position, and Kotoko Edenechi 8th position. So Kotoko our game, and then that is some interesting one. And relegation also very interesting because one shot.
What is happening to these traditional teams?
The mismanagement, exactly. How things are going, and we call something in session. They don't do it right, so it's always affecting them. And new teams are back.
But this man did well for Kotoko, Mensa something.
Robert Mensa. Obeye, Robert Mensa, administrator or running affairs very
solid.
A rugby president I work now as a yes, and he's an attention if football. So at the point not a FA president, but Oshimwa how things were going, the political aspect of it, I'm also being dodging to so much. So and the matches
president crash will be bottom one.
Yes, so and Ghana Premier League match the 31. No match the 31 to Ghana Premier League across the folk it's now Fiema media my be sure 5 goals to 1. 5-1. Yes, and it's surprisingly how hard to folk.
Never say die until the balls are
coach ni frame said then why na ye di nkomo of frame say Eric Neninji say ni na wohwemu a kwana ankoyi, and these are some of the things. The Bieni Gold Stars actually Tamale City 2-0, and Dreams FC still battling relegation. One shot Ket team no obia some survive relegation, but we are yet to see under Become Chelsea 2-0. Any Kerala United ni Olympics who at the bottom of the table, one shall be relegation already. Kotoku Royals
and then so a team or titles be Oli Rosalinda,
Oli COVID now, Oli Papalo Crow, and Sisiano, Omodio home no. Akoshe wafa si omo movie fi akosoga kope omo feel say Accra to full Accra Sports Stadium na di
bomb
omo dwane akọ
African mentality at the bomb
omo some a landlord of Accra si ya yehu ade nti omo akoshe water region and so ye endromo ball goalless draw omo ni Kerala United and King Faisal etna firma Samatex ebe show 2-0 and they might be going on relegation looking at how things are going from their side. No, yes, so that is some interesting one. And go back Ghana Premier Division 1 league no so and it be to crowd. Nations FC, yes, Dr. Kwame Che team no. This year qualifier by Premier League no. Yes, interestingly.
This year on discovery power. Also always
Kappa we free to consider on the team ni we in the stadium now we use the ball FA Cup final no any wafu.
Sa papa na kasa omo pamo na na ena mu se Kotoko ni future.
Sisi ano no at the team.
Politics in Africa ye so demonic and for lack of better word I say uni e koswe wase fa kwa bia so when the man was doing what oye nipa anti small mistake but yen consider at the power ye
sa obi to on down for na end dey keke say what from so
papa yo yari Salastete was
yeah Salastete then one Yamagana yes e kwada
o se kakra more than $4,000 iska Kate and wodom wait 4,000 iska
almost command 50,000 Ghana cedis almost the GFA Foundation nti omo de kakra command no e wo check so nti ye bomb say betumi assort if you pressure kakra and division 1 league no you see Nations FC they've been promoted to the first tier of Ghana football, that is the Ghana Premier League no already Mando out of Lions, Abba, into Akaba.
Papa.
Yes, into 2 winners. Abba qualified.
Randy
I wired it. Akaba, yeah, Chino Momus Beba. And see,
I know the playoff woman.
There be. See, I know why they say, well, we new league, no, group, no, now automatically qualify. Yes, and that is the interesting one.
For the name advocate, my power FC.
Oh, nice.
Playoffs and a woman
me team, Central Region, Apam, you qualify for Division 1 Middle League. Yes,
wow.
I know, see,
as a more bang,
but yeah, then you have more of business aspect, but you qualify and your problem.
That's right.
Everyone is and to this where we end today's sports news. Yes, it's interestingly, and they are on the train.
That's right.
3rd June, so Manchester City, Manchester United, FA Cup final, so I told you, and 10th
United,
10th, so Man City, ever take on Inter Milan for the Champions League final.
Italian teams, no,
but
as against if we be now, o support team or ye disjointed that. Now or future. All right, that was Eric Mesh, the professor of sports. And I'm sure you enjoyed it. Stand up for the champions. City. We're taking over the cities. All right, so stand up for the champions. Very soon I will go on the line and speak to Mr. John. Stick and stay right here in Mpɔtam Morning Show with Papa Law Perfect.
Asampaetia Obayansa fusu obunibia wonka na asam Tema futu sam kakre wa supeme Yo kofi oman ya woman Omani ya memana Genyi baby ako Wacha za ya warenyi Wonsom wanyinyi pa Asadipa wofioye Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya efiyena Omaya umano Omaya mamana Adiwaye nora Nyamichata Nyamana renya Wanso wanyinyipa Sawaya wanabe Yamo yemberaye Ebe ya efiyena Zazepa ofioyo Kamo yemberaye Abeya efiyana Amabeya efiyana Amabeyo Asite beya efiyana Oh Amabeya efiyana Yana Kamo yemberaye
Or my be year if you knew me and ye more brave as Ghanaians. Let's do the right thing at the right time with the right people and with the right mindsets. Kumawu then I cause MPP and DC. Mohuan papa mo. It is a mutu me cause Kumawu for sa. Anopa wie nwumra najo yesi anajo nyina mu yiye meetings anajo mo bokoko kompacho MPP fo ye de mo abrem ye de 18 tomatoes abrem mu ye nim guasefo high power delegation former president John Dramani Mahama general secretary Efifi Kwete Fiavi you can say national chairman of the NDC Chairman General, Asiedu Ketia, Chairman, Mechiawa no pay. Hey, eti mutumi eko Kumawuza. Na we cut na we back ya so far. MPP ni NDC na we share the yonko no ma bompu ni mpuna we afa we ho na we sese. Yan kote ya. Chairman wu ntumi so akobu kotodwe mo ntoma yen ye domo. Anaju nyina mo ye kwan mo ho enwonwa. You are constructing roads even in the night. All because you want the vote of the electorate. Interesting Ghana. I saw all the MPP apparatchiks there. Alan Cash was there. Almighty disco dancer, His Excellency Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. He was also there. And finally, Everything has gone up apart from the height of the president. The president of the republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He was also in Kumawu. They had a mammoth rally. Mammoths. Rally, no, and dinner. All in the name of winning the Kumawu seat. Hey, Ghana. God help us. All right, on my be here, Feminu Mianuara. You were Dr. John Appiah. Ewa humane so yene ne betwetwe nkomo e de afa emabun a ewo politics mu emabun a ewo politics mu yenhwe the first republic, second republic, third republic, and then the fourth republic. Yehwe mabun a e de omo ho aba begigi amanyosemu a yehwe impata omo de aba ewo politics mu. Mr. John Appiah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
By His grace, I'm very well. And yourself and the team?
The Lord is faithful. We are all bouncing around. God is good. I hope the family is fine.
Yes, by His grace.
We thank God. We thank God. Doc, how's been your morning? You took breakfast?
No, not yet. I'm waiting on the Lord. I need divine intervention.
I can see that.
Interventions. I'm waiting on the Lord.
Wow. We thank God.
Yeah.
Excited and a blessing to always have you on Mpɔtam Morning Show. You're welcome once again, Doc.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
So we're looking at the youth in politics from the first, second, third, fourth republic. What can you say? What's your general view about the youth entering into politics? Gone are the days when the Mebayaches, the MBAs, the old men and the old women were doing politics. If you have not hit certain age, you can venture into politics. What's your general overview about youth in politics?
Okay. So thank you very much. That's a very good question. And I think that this is a very good discussion for us to have this stage. I think that over the years, progressively, we've seen a lot of young people enter into politics, and not just enter into politics, they are able to rise up through the ranks. Some of them are able to enter into parliament. Some of them are also given ministerial positions. And we have seen that those that have been able to rise through the ranks and get to the very top have been very helpful in matters of governance and development. And there's no denying the fact that we still need more young people to be actively involved in politics and to be able to rise up to great leadership roles and positions in governance. Unfortunately, especially in this part of our world, the perception is that politics is dirty. And because of that, a lot of young people who are very cautious about the way they see themselves and the manner in which they conduct themselves are shying away from entering into mainstream politics. But I think that with this morning's discussion, I'm sure by the end of the day, we'll be able to encourage more young people to take up politics and to also be able to toe a particular line that may be different from our forefathers who maybe hitherto were just concerned about coming into power to amass wealth and to acquire things for themselves. But generally, it's very good. It is very encouraging to have young people venture into politics, rise up through the ranks, enter into governance, and playing very critical roles in the development of a nation.
So how important is youth involvement in politics, and what are the benefits it can bring to society?
So, number one, I think that when we have young people enter into politics and rise up through the ranks, the politics we play here is on various levels. There are people that get into party politics and they are just at a party politics level and may never rise up to national significance. So it could be in a constituency, be very powerful in the constituency, but the impact will be limited to the constituency. So we are talking about all levels of politics, right from the constituency through to the regional, to the national, and then to governance itself, especially when your political party happens to come into power. I think that one of the main advantages that young people bring to the table is fresh ideas.
That's right.
Creativity, innovation, And then because young people are very used to technology and they understand the power of technology and what technology can do, when we have a lot of young people rise into political power and significance, they're able to bring this freshness, this dynamism, this sense of creativity that helps in solving problems that have been with us since the times of Adam. And I think that innovative way of seeing things, that fresh way of looking at things, that new perspective of looking at things, and that can-do spirit that a lot of young people have, it is very beneficial to our politics as a nation. Because what it is that sometimes you need that fresh sense of energy and enthusiasm to pursue certain dimensions. And most of the time, our elderly people that are in politics, most of them are tired. They have spent all their life working very hard, rising through the ranks. So by the time they are all in politics, some of them are in their 60s, some of them are on pension. And you know that at that stage, there's very little that can be done in terms of exertion of energy and enthusiasm. Right. For me, the youth entering into politics, the number one advantage it brings is that they bring a lot of energy into the system. They bring a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of vibe into the system to push to be able to get certain things to be done. Number two, you would also realize that a lot of these young people are people that have gone to school, who are well educated, who have built themselves for the kind of things they want to do in politics and in leadership. So a lot of young people are coming on board, and these are well-schooled people, well educated, with exposure, with experience that they bring to the table. And I'm happy that they are very sharp, intelligent young people that are entering into politics. We are not just leaving politics just to the people that are affluent. We are bringing a new breed of youth leadership into politics who are very concerned about their academic background, the educational background, and they bring to the table competence. And for me, that's the most important factor that we can keep looking at in order to make a difference in our system. We need competent and dynamic people in politics and in leadership to be able to exert that kind of positive influence that can really transform and change the nation around. So the number two thing that young people bring to the table for me is competence. Because they are well educated, some of them have worked a bit in their careers, and therefore they bring some experience to the table. And indeed, when they get into leadership, especially when their political powers or political parties are in power, we're able to see some of the innovative things they do in the various ministries, departments that they are placed to lead or to head. So I think that fresh sense of competence that brings, or the young people bring to the table, is very important for us. And the last thing that maybe I'll talk about in terms of the advantages we get when young people come into political power is that you see, majority of the people, especially in this part of our world, are young people. Okay. And if you have a young person who is able to understand what young people are going through, who have been in the trenches, who understand the difficulties and challenges that young people are faced with, when they rise into political power and influence and national influence, they are able to look at some of the issues that concern young people. Because sometimes there's that age gap, there's that gap, generational gap, that sometimes our elderly people do not really necessarily understand what we are going through as young people. But when we get one of our own or some of our own to rise up to the top, then they're able to really understand us and they're able to attack the issues that matter to us. And for me, that is very helpful in developing the nation.
A very good one. We've been in this country where young people or young politicians are given the nod or opportunity, and they messed up, and the older generation are of the view that we told you they only come to experiment. They don't have the experience or the tenacity to handle some of these things. The older generation feels that we need to groom and nurture these young politicians before they assume office or take certain sensitive positions. They always want to push the youth at the background so that, some of these issues are addressed by the older generation. What are some of the main challenges that young people face when entering into political arena, or how can these challenges be overcome?
Okay, so my brother, I'll be very frank and honest with you. See, I think that our politics has become very monetized.
That's right.
In other words, it is very expensive to decide to pursue a political career, right from the constituency to the regional to the national. Because there's a lot of money that goes into politics. You need to be able to get your funding right to be able to push yourself to the top. And I'll give you a typical example. Those days when we were in the University of Ghana, Legon, even for you to pursue a position like an SRC president,
you have to pay money.
You have to get a lot of money. And that is where sometimes the national political parties that have the capacity and the financial will sometimes influence a lot of young people because they sponsor their campaign for them. They sponsor their campaign for them. They give them money to be able to pursue their political agenda. So at the end of the day, because our politics has been highly monetized, a lot of young people who happen to eventually rise through the ranks and get to the top are fixated on trying to
money. That's right. Amass wealth.
Pay back the people that sponsor them, or they try to, as much as possible, settle their indebtedness. Because most of the time, some enter into politics with a lot of debt on their back. Because maybe one or two companies or group of people decided to sponsor the person, and once they come, they are putting pressure on you to get back their money and also to be able to get their share of the national team. All right. So I think that the number one problem that we have to really work on is that monetization of our politics. There are people that are young and competent and sharp and brilliant and intelligent and capable, but unfortunately, they don't have the funding support. So for such people, they are unable to rise through the ranks to eventually get to national recognition because they just don't have the capacity. And look, if we're honest with ourselves, even with the last election that happened, both MPP and NDC.
Yeah, honestly, a quick one. Yeah. Honorable, most of the people have agreed to the fact that, yes, monocracy has taken over through leadership. MPP and NDC on this very platform had accepted the fact that money is now playing a role, and chances are that if you are not careful, very soon drug barons and criminals will even take the reins of governance.
Yes, and it's evident because you see, you have to pay people. I actually know of a particular constituency that the person running for MP had to actually put people on payroll because then you have to be sure that these people are going to vote for you. And you see, sometimes I don't blame the foot soldiers and the people at the bottom because they are struggling. They don't see anything in their future until there's a political campaign or there's an election year. That's when we call their cocoa season because that's when they have to make sure they take their pound of flesh because they know that once they vote for these people and they get into power, they'll forget about them until the next election.
Which is true.
We are in this country, sometimes we wait until election year before certain things are done. Roads are constructed, bridges are constructed, and schools are commissioned and all that just to score political points. So there are a lot of people in the system who have been able to identify the strategies that our politicians are using, and therefore they are also taking their pound of flesh, and that makes our political engagements very money intensive. So most of the young people that eventually get to the top and mess up, most of them, you realize that it has to do with money. It has to do with money and how they can get wealth and pay back those who sponsor them and also enrich themselves for the future. The second too is that sometimes some of these young people, I believe they need mentorship and coaching, which is very, very important. You see, the political terrain is not a very simple, easy terrain. You need to be able to understand the intricacies of the political system to be able to survive and to be able to make the right decisions, the right choices. So I think that rather than our elderly generation leaving us to go and mess up, they should take keen interest in mentoring and coaching young people that eventually get into politics. Because the truth of the matter is that it's the future of the nation that is at stake. So if the elderly sit back and say that, oh, let's leave them to go and mess up, and then we can tell them that, yes, we told you so, then at the end of the day, we all suffer for it as a nation. So the second thing that I think we can do to solve this problem is for an elaborate mentoring and coaching system that allows young people that are entering into politics to be able to acquire that requisite skills and capacity that will allow them to be able to take decisions and make choices. And the third thing I'll talk about, my brother, which I think is important, is that for the young people that are given political appointments, they have to remember that they have risen through to that particular level to set an example and to open the door for other young people to also follow after them. So when they get to the top, they shouldn't just think about themselves and the salaries they're going to get and the benefits they're going to get. They should think about the generations that are also behind them who are looking up to them to set very good examples so that it can be said that when Mr. A was given the opportunity to enter into leadership, the person was able to transform the department, was able to transform the ministry, was able to transform that particular constituency, and therefore let us open up for a lot more young people to get into political power. So I think that this should be something that should be at the heartbeat of every young person that eventually gets the nod to get to the top. And remember that you are dealing with people that are older than you. Maybe majority of the people you may be dealing with may be far older than you. You need a certain level of emotional intelligence to be able to handle the situation. And you also need a certain level of intelligence in itself to be able to identify what to do and what not to do. Because at the end of the day, power resides in you. And what you do to say eventually becomes what will happen. So I encourage a lot of young people that beyond just trying to find money to do politics, they should groom themselves, they should prepare themselves, they should invest in their personal development, they should develop themselves to the point where when they get to the top, they are strong, they have the gravitas, and they are able to take decisions and make choices that will make a big difference. And maybe finally, as you add, that we should be patriotic, we should think about the nation, we should think about the nation. At this point, a lot of young people are despondent because they have seen political parties come and go and nothing has significantly changed for some of them. So when they get into politics or get into power, they are not thinking about the nation, they are just thinking about themselves. But we make a conscious effort to help young people to be patriotic, to love the country. Any decision or choice they will make once they are in politics or they are in leadership, they should take the country first, they should put the country first, and they should think about the generations that are yet to come. If we're able to get like-minded young people that are patriotic and that are competent, and that are very emotionally balanced and a very strong network, then we are convinced that when young people get the opportunity, they are not going to mess up. They are going to do the right thing. And it will serve as a lot of encouragement for other young people to also enter into political leadership.
Great. So in your experience, what are some specific initiatives or programs you have been successful in encouraging the youth participation in politics?
If you can rephrase the question again so that I get it properly.
Yes, I mean, what are some specific initiatives or political programs that you have been successful in encouraging youth participation in politics as a youth advocate?
Yes, great. So as a youth advocate on my very personal level,
that's right.
One of the core things that has been driving me and my team in what we do is to be able to raise very competent leaders, which is very, very important. And I tell a lot of young people that it is a fact that not all of us can enter into politics. But wherever we find ourselves, we can still remain influential and still be able to bring our voices to the table that will help in shaping policy and then in matters of governance. So on our own, as the African Chamber for Youth Development, we have been working very hard to provide the training that young leaders need in order to build their capacity. So, for example, we have been engaged with a number of student leaders at the senior high school level. And the idea is that most of the time, it is some of these young people that eventually rise up even into national politics. So we are working very hard at the senior secondary school level or the senior high school level to be able to equip a lot of young people or young leaders with the right skill set that they need, that will give them the right mindset, that will allow them to eventually rise up to the top and to be able to influence decisions and choices. The second thing we are doing is that we've been able to build a partnership with the National Union of Ghana Students. And in that partnership, what we seek to do, again, is to provide that capacity building for leaders at that national level, at the students level, to be able to help them to be very influential in the decisions and in the choices that are made, especially with matters regarding young people, matters regarding education, matters regarding employment. So we are working closely with the Nooks fraternity to also be able to build and raise competent young leaders who can be part of the conversation that will help us to be able to make the right choices, that will help our young people have a bright future. So these are just about 2 or 3 initiatives that we are currently involved in as a private entity, which we believe will be very helpful in preparing young people for political leadership.
Wow. I think the conversation is getting more interesting. When you check records, Thomas Sankara of blessed memory, former Burkinabe president, was 33 years when he became president. Even though it was not through the ballot, through coup d'etat, as we know in Africa, he became president. Late former president Jerry John Rawlings, also 32 years and all that. So has that been an inspiration to the youth to become president or take political positions in our nation.
So you realize that in the examples you gave, these people were military rulers who were able to eventually get into power. That tells you that the system doesn't really give chance for young people to be actively involved at that senior level. So it had to take a military operation to topple the system to allow some of the young people to eventually rise to the top. But now that we are in the heart of democracy, once we are dealing with matters of democracy, you realize that we can no longer resort to the gun as a way of getting people into political power and leadership. What that means is that we need to still encourage a lot of young people themselves to be able to adequately prepare themselves, and even with the very little opportunities and chances they get in national leadership, they should be able to show overwhelmingly that they are able to do it. Because you see, at that very national level, people see what you do, and people are able to attest. So when you decide to, let's say, put your head out there and say, I want to contest for this particular position, a lot of people will attest to what you've been able to do with yourself, even whilst you are at the very lower levels of leadership. And therefore, that is a great testimony that will allow you to be able to marshal the support you need to be able to pursue your political agenda. So it is not going to be easy. If you look comparatively in Europe and in America, we have relatively young people who are able to rise through the ranks to very powerful positions in national leadership. Here in Ghana, there's a lot of conversation around changing our constitution to amend the age at which people can actually vie for presidency.
That's right.
There's a bit of sense in that, but I also ask myself, my brother, if we are very honest with ourselves, you graduate from the university around, let's say, 21, 22, or let's say 23. You start working, you do national service, you struggle to get a job, you rise through the ranks, you build your capacity, you amass a bit of wealth for yourself. By the time you are really ready and out there to enter into mainstream politics, you're over 40 years.
That's true.
So the system in itself does not adequately prepare very young people to aspire for big leadership roles like that.
That's a
because
great observation.
You're on your own accord, you've been able to raise some revenue for yourself and pursue political power. You are already over 40 years. You're already getting to your 50s. And that is something that is a disincentive. So for the places where you have young people as young as 42 years in prime minister role and in positions like that, these are people that they have done well for themselves.
So the old age factor cannot be wiped off completely.
It will take time before we are able to eventually rid ourselves of that particular concept. It's not going to be easy, but I think that if we have the very few young people that eventually rise up into politics, who are able to make the difference and who are able to make the changes that we need as a nation, then we will embrace and welcome more young people to be able to rise up into political power. Because sometimes some of the older people that even get into political power, what have they been able to do significantly? Ask yourself. What have they been able to achieve
at that old age?
At that old age, my brother. If you take the neighboring African countries and you look at the ages of their presidents, sometimes you get sad. But like I've said, because there's so much heavy monetization of our politics, you can't help it. Because by the time you rise to that level, you should have that necessary financial clout to be able to prosecute that particular political agenda. So it's a system issue which we need to work together to be able to resolve and to be able to make matters better.
So I have about 2-3 questions. I'm enjoying the convo, and a lot of comments are coming in. People are really following you with rapt attention, and I'm happy. So let's move into the political circles. What role can educational institutions play in preparing young people for a future in politics, and what improvement can be made to the current system?
All right. So, you remember I said that most of the time at the university level, at the tertiary level, we have leaders that rise up at that level to also be able to help the school, help the tertiary institutions, and help their fellow students. I think that the school system can be a very good breeding system that can help produce and generate very influential and very powerful leaders. Okay. So one of the things that I think that the school should pay attention to is that they should be very concerned about the level of or the number of young people that eventually aspire for leadership roles in the various institutions, especially our tertiary institutions. Because you see, these are the people that will eventually rise up into politics. So I would urge and encourage that the tertiary institutions, the universities, and the likes, they should pay close attention to the young people that put themselves up for political, leadership at the students level. It's very important. If we're able to, nurture them and give them the support they need, by the time they are done with school, they will understand what leadership is all about, and they will be able to also contribute to national conversations. So that's the first thing that I ask to do. Number two, for the political parties that already exist, there should be an elaborate system to groom leaders. So even at that young level, at the tertiary level, there should be a mentorship system or a coaching system in place that allows political parties to also help their young leaders at that level to be able to build themselves and to be able to eventually rise up in the ranks to become very influential leaders at the students level. Because you see, students level is a very good learning grounds. That's where you can learn and make all the mistakes, and at the end of the day, you can perfect the art of leadership. So I think that we need to encourage our political parties not to just concentrate on their constituencies and their regions and the national level, but they should also be concerned about their young leaders who are in the various tertiary institutions, because it's a good breeding ground for them to be able to train and build themselves. And then finally, too, I would encourage corporate Ghana or corporate world to also pay attention to matters of leadership. Because you see, not everybody will end up in politics, but we need a lot of leaders across the spectrum, in business, in the corporate world, in the NGO world, in every sphere, to be able to get competent leaders, young leaders that can help change their paradigm. So I think that corporate Ghana, businesses and other institutions should also be interested in getting young people to rise into leadership, because when they do that and they go through the trainings in the various tertiary institutions, by the time they are done and out there, they are very solid materials that can help matters of development.
Great. In Ghana, the two main political parties, the NDC, have a platform for the youth, that is a political school, something. I'm not too sure about the name for it, but I know they have an institution to raise politicians. And then the MPP too have Dankwa Institute and all that. How can political parties and organizations better engage and involve young people in their activities and decision-making processes?
Yes, that's a very good question, and it's true that yes, the most of the political parties have a form of an institution that they use to pump ideology into their followers and into people that they want to raise to become national leaders. And I think that one of the things that really worries me is the fact that sometimes the concentration of propaganda is too much.
They are schooled how to win elections, and that's it.
Yes. And unfortunately, that is not very encouraging to some of us who are independent watchers and really want the best for young leaders in Ghana. So I think that I admit most political parties thrive on propaganda. And I'm sure that once we are able to also let the political parties know that at the end of the day, it's not just about getting into power, but it's about getting the right people into power that will help us to be able to make progress as a nation. At the end of the day, we're a nation. The decisions that the various political parties, when they get into national power, take affects all of us, whether you're MPP or NDC. When policies are not right, it will affect all of us. So in as much as there's the conscious effort to raise party people to rise into political power, they should also try as much as possible to give a nationalistic approach to what it is they are doing. Because if it's just about pursuing political ideologies and following after propaganda, at the end of the day, the kinds of leaders that will reap as a nation, they may not be very helpful to us. Right. So I think that we need to keep a close eye on that. And then secondly, political parties should not just, use young people to pursue their agenda of mobilization sometimes when there are demonstrations and when there are violence and all that. It is the young people that are at the core of it. At the end of the day, when there's any form of vigilantism or anything of the sort, you hardly find elderly people, 60, 70 years, engaged in some of these things. It is the party people, young people in the political parties.
Interestingly, their children and family members are not part of it.
The young people will have to understand that they shouldn't allow themselves to be used by these politicians. Because some of these politicians, their children are in abroad or they are somewhere else just enjoying life, and then they throw
some of us here in Ghana
to the dogs,
the debt, and allow us to do the dirty work for them and all that. Young people should be able to reason up and to be able to think twice whenever a political person or political power approaches them and gives them money or gives them any form of compensation and asks them to do dirty jobs that will not help the nation as a whole. Young people should be able to get to that point where they can read in between the lines and they can decide what to pursue and what not to pursue. And that people should always keep the nation's interest at hand. At the end of the day, if your political party is pushing you to do something that is against the development of the nation, we should be people of moral strength to be able to say that we are not going to pursue that agenda again. We are tired of that. We are rather going to do something that will help our nation. If we're able to inculcate this into the young people at this stage, then no longer can political parties use young people as puppets to be able to achieve the agenda. Young people will be very woke, young people will be alert, and young people will be able to influence conversations and decisions even at that level.
Great. I'm short of words. The in-depth analysis, and I mean, you are so deep into the youth. I'm sure you eat youth matters, you sleep with it, you bathe with it. Are we looking forward to a youthful president one day, and what are the impacts?
Absolutely. I am envisaging and hoping that we'll be able to get to that point where we will get a very young person who is competent, who has the right experience, who has the right network to be able to lead our nation to the next level of development. Wow. It is not going to be today or tomorrow. It is going to take a long time, but we need to start the processes now so that we can adequately prepare young people to be able to aspire to become presidents, vice presidents, speaker of parliament, even chief justice, and across board. Because you see, we need to be able to get competent people in all levels of leadership and governance to be able to really feel the impact of it. That's right. So can you imagine if we're able to get a 40-year-old young man or 42 or 45 who's able to rise to become the youngest chief justice in Ghana?
That's right.
Can you imagine if we're able to get the youngest speaker of parliament and the person is around 40 years That's or right. 42 years? The impact and the ripple effect will be across. So I think that we should not just target the presidency, but we should target all available positions and options and gradually prove to people that young people are capable of making the choices. Young people are capable of making the decisions. If you look at our ministerial appointment, there have been, in this current government, there are a number of young people that have substantive ministerial positions, and they are doing their very best. We are hoping that as time progresses, we'll be able to get more of such young people in substantive ministerial positions, and not just deputy ministers or DCs or MCs, but very influential ministries will be given to young people who will be able to manage the system. And I should be very quick to add that when you are a minister, it is not just about you. It is a system you're going to work with. There are chief directors, there are technocrats and technical people you'll be working with. And some of them obviously may be far older than you. But once you are given that ministerial nod, what it is that you bring your vision to bear and you're able to harness all these people you work with to be able to achieve the objective. So we shouldn't just think about the presidency. We should start from almost every level of engagement and look at how we can get young people there.
We should be looking at every nook and cranny. Finally, what advice will you give to young individuals who are interested in pursuing career in politics and getting involved in political activism?
3 things I'll tell them.
That's right.
The first thing is that they need to work on building their competence. They need to work on building value in themselves. They need to work on sharpening their skills and deepening their knowledge. It is extremely important. They should work on that part of themselves, because when they eventually get to the top, we should be able to feel the impact of the knowledge they have. We should be able to feel the impact of the experience they have, and we should be able to feel the impact of the expertise that they bring on board. So young people interested in going to politics should aggressively pursue personal and professional development that would really get them to the very top-notch level when it comes to their professions. Number 2, they need to also build a strong network of people around them. You cannot go into politics as an individual or as a loner. you need people in your network to be able to support you, to be able to push you, to be able to advise you, and to be able to help you. So I think that the number two thing young people that are thinking of a political career should be doing is that they should surround themselves with very capable people who are able to support them and advise them, and who are able to positively influence them. Because you see, when you eventually rise to the top, it is this same network of people that will influence you. It is this same network of people from whom you can decide who you will give appointments to or who you will work with in order to be able to pursue the national agenda. So the network that young people build at this stage, I think it's extremely important. And number three, I will encourage them, now that they are not yet at the top, they should work very hard as trying to acquire, income for themselves, working very hard to be able to generate wealth for themselves, so that at the end of the day, they don't become too dependent on the people that sponsor them financially, because for themselves, they've been able to acquire a lot of good wealth for themselves in the right and legitimate way, so that when it is time for them to rise to the top, they have that financial backing to be able to pursue their political agenda. If young people should pursue these three things that I have said, I am convinced that it's just a matter of time. We'll get a new breed of young people in politics that will make a big difference. Maybe the fourth thing I will add is that young people should also think of becoming very patriotic. Very important, so that they are not self-centered, thinking about just enriching themselves and their family and friends, but they will think about how they can make the world a better place, what they can do to make the nation a better place. They should be very patriotic, and more so, they should also develop strong morals. In the Western world, when political parties or political leaders at the governmental level mess up, they resign. They don't wait till they are sacked. They, on a matter of principle, decide that they are going to resign. Why? Because they have been able to build a strong moral system that allows them to be independent to a certain level, to be able to take certain decisions and make certain choices. So young people should also work on building their morals and their personal values, so that when they get into politics, it is not about scandals and all those frivolous things, but it is about development, it's about progress, and it is about growth.
Wow. It's about progress. It's about development. Honorable John Appiah, Your Excellency in the making. And Mpɔtam Morning Show, we say thank you. We are grateful. Thank you for gracing this platform.
And thank you very much for this opportunity. And I continue to encourage you and your people. You are doing certain things that will really make impact on our nation. So continue in that trajectory. Sure. And I just pray and hope that you don't descend into the gutters and do what the others are doing. As for that one, I hope you don't get there.
We promise.
I hear you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Blessed morning.
All right, sir.
Mr. John Appiah, I'm short of words, is the president for the Chamber of Youth Development Africa, and is a youth advocate. God bless you. Interesting. David Santos, me ko break aba, me ba, ye beto aso.
Asampa yetia obayansa fusu wo munibia wonka na asam te mafutu sam kakre wa asupeme yo kofi omaya woman omani ya mama genyi baby ako wata za ya wareni bonsom wanyinyi pa azadipa wo fioye Demo yemberaye, ebe ya ifiyena. Omaya umano, omaya mamana. Adiwaye nora, nyamitada, nyamana renya. Wanso wanyinyipa, sawaya wanabe. Demo yemberaye, ebe ya ifiyena. Wanso wanyinyipa, Zadepa ofioyo, kamo yemburaye, abeya efiana, amabeya efiana, amabeyo, asite beya efiana, oh Yamishira, Mamani Paya, the Foa, and Yanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, O'Brien, Boya, Amoya Murae, Abeya, Efianara, Amabaya, Efianara, Janova, Asitebaya, Efianara, Asampayetia Obayansa fusu wo bunibia wanka na asam Tema futu sam kakre wa supeme Yo kofi Oman ya woman Omani ya memana Genyi baby ako Wachaza ya wareni Wonsom Wanyinyi pa Asadipa wofyoye Yamo yemberaye, ebeya efilena. Omaya umano, omaya mamana. Hadiwaya noya, yamichata, yamana renya. Wonso, wanyinyipa, sawaya wanabe.
All right, mind be a year. Yaminu nuara. Wonsom, yadinipa, and a year. Chichire Ghana, Mpɔtam morning show with Papa Law Perfect. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I want you to stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come. I have on the line to speak to the issue, the Kumawu by-election. The most powerful town now is Kumawu. We would like to know why every figure in the NDC is in Kumasi. Kumawu. I have on the line to speak to the issue Honorable Bella Edem. Honorable, good morning.
Fine morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm bouncing well. How are you too?
By grace, we are fine.
We thank God. And how's the family?
We are doing fine.
Welcome to Mpɔtam Morning Show on Papa Law Radio.
It's a pleasure.
Honorable, thank you for the opportunity to speak to us this morning. Kumawu by-election on Tuesday, March 28, 2023, a family source confirmed the death of former member of parliament for Kumawu, Philip Baswa. And he was 53 years. The incident happened at the Kolibu Teaching Hospital. And for that matter, we must go into polls and elect a new member of parliament. What is happening in Kumawu, the NDC? You and your candidate.
Thank you very much, and greetings to your listeners.
Thank you, sir.
I think that by-election, ordinary by-election, I see by-elections as a continuation of an election process.
Okay.
And so, yes, we have lost a member of parliament, and then there is the need for selection process to select somebody else to represent him.
That's right.
But my first reservation is about the Electoral Commission and how it fixes the date. I'm expecting that when somebody dies, we
have to honor the dead.
We honor the dead. This one Saturday they were having.
He was buried Saturday, and then campaign 2 was flying.
So honestly, when your producer called me this morning, I didn't want to talk about it because sometimes it's annoying.
That's right.
Because principle, the man is dead. He's in the fridge. He has not been buried. Quickly, we rush to go and fix a date. A date is fixed for a by-election.
Fixing rules and all that in the night.
While the person is in the fridge and has not been buried, we are planning of selecting a successor. And we are all of a sudden
we have forgotten about him.
I mean, what is it? Does it not prick our conscience that as civilized people we should not be doing all the things we are doing? So the Electoral Commission, why the haste? Let's bury the person. Give the family. We give you within maybe by May ending. You should bury the person so that we can fix our date.
They actually
buried. Then you fix a date.
Honorable, for the records, it happened. I think over the weekend. He was buried last Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Saturday.
Too bad.
And we are campaigning seriously. So while the family members are mourning the dead,
you are campaigning.
People are campaigning and jubilating and sharing rice.
And others are building roads in the night.
In the
night.
We create the impression as if that the death of the person is a blessing in disguise.
Yes, you got that right.
My brother, I've been thinking, is it that I have a different mindset or is it that I have a problem?
We're on the same wavelength.
Why? What kind of society are we building?
Have we thrown away tradition and culture?
We have thrown away everything. And so when you go to the rallies, you see MPP people dancing, you see NDC people dancing. You see, for instance, we will say the NDC people, they have not lost a member of parliament. We have lost a member of parliament. It's not a member of an NDC party. But we have lost a member of parliament. And the family he belongs to are grieving. And then all of a sudden, you see people drumming and dancing in town and they are jubilating. They are building roads and all manner of things being done in the name of a by-election. So that is where my reservation is. Seriously, I am appalled by that kind of behavior. And I blame the Electoral Commission for fixing the date there. Because first and foremost, we must wait for the family to fix the date. And once the date is fixed for the barrier of the individual, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, we'll fix the by-election. We know the person is dead. But it seems as if it is the consultation. This time so that people have sympathy vote to say you. It has happened both NDC and PP on few occasions. Somebody dies and the person dies and quickly whilst we are campaigning we go to select the wife that the wife should be the candidate and both parties we go and
so easily
everywhere Infantiman, Dodowa, all these places, and we go and we select the wife and the wife agrees now, and the family members agree that that person should go and succeed the MP. Listen, if I'm a member of the family and we lose a family member until the man is buried. Why should you come and select the wife? And while the wife is mourning, he is in black, and they take him to the campaign field. And they introduce her, and people jeer. You have lost your husband, yet you are on the campaign. Charlie. The whole thing is Nyama. So the whole thing that is going on in Kumasi, I have a few reservations. But then let's move on. By election, somebody must be selected to replace him. And so it happens that yes, every prominent person within the political party goes to the place. It is not a general election across the country where you divide ourselves. Okay. So if you are an MP and you are within the vicinity, you feel like, let me go to the area and go and help. Let the party members see me that I'm also around.
That's right.
So, because you share boundary with that MP, or you are MP in Asante region. So if you are not seen around, you are seen say, hey, and you didn't go to help your friend and whatever. So everybody who matters go there. Now, the political party opposite also looks for prominent people within their party to see who can attract votes for their party. So the NDC also goes there with their general secretary, the chairman of the party, some members, notable members of parliament. The flag bearer is invited to come and grace the occasion, because when he comes, he will be able to move crowd. And basically, that is all the mindset. So, and that is exactly what we are doing there.
All right. So, Honorable, you look at the MPP from the President of the Republic to the least person is in Kumawu as we speak. They even held a mammoth rally yesterday, all in the name of canvassing for votes for their candidate. On your side, I saw the former President John Dramani Mahama, together with the party chairman, the secretary, and everybody right there. Is it to test from your side, before I come to the MPP, from your side, is it to test your strength in the Ashanti region in garnering for 35% of the vote from the Ashanti region as you have proposed?
In one aspect, you are absolutely right. The political party want to find out the popularity, the growing levels of popularity in the municipality.
That's right.
And so you go in to find out, compete, and see what your assessment ratings will be, how the people will respond to your message. If the message is received, then in the 2020-2024, your message should be carved around what you use in Kumawu. So the mindset is that, okay, let's go and assess or measure the popularity of the NDC during this by-election. But some of these elections, some of these by-elections don't actually give you actual what you want, because the influence pedal level, the bribing, the giftings, the things we are giving to people determines the vote. Okay. So in this instance, if it was a general election, the NPP will not send all resources to that constituency to share.
That's right.
And so the little that is in the constituency there, whoever is able to do the little will determine who wins. But in this case, the government of Ghana is there. Probably even the $710 million loan that they took recently, a portion of it has been sent to Kumawu.
I know you go there. So let me read this one quickly so that you answer both questions at the same time, because I'm doing a retrospection about the MPP and the NDC chances in this by-election. So pressure mount on MPP, majority as defeat looms. That is by Bright Simons, the vice president of Imani. He said the Kumawu constituency will vote for a new MP on May 23rd following the death of incumbent MP Philip Baswa. Many see the race as a close contest that could unseat the MPP. In the 2020 election, MPP's Baswa won with 14,960 votes, while independent candidate Kweku Dua trailed closely with 11,698 votes. Dua is seen as a strong contender against this time. And so the NPP has been shaking to its core, on its feet, to an extent that the MPP now proposes a new candidate by name Kwakudua as well, to also be on the ballot, a paper, just to distract the vote of the independent who nearly won the seat independently in the 2020 elections. The NPP want to test their strength or their popularity in their own backyard. That's where my worry is. What is the NPP looking for in this by-election?
Thank you very much. And
Yes,
I like the way you ask your questions. Listen, very good. The question is this: Why is the NPP so desperate? That is your stronghold. That is your stronghold from 1993. That is the seat you've always won.
Regional chairman Bex News and Bex Electorate.
Why are you so desperate to the extent that now you are going from house to house, sharing rice? And the rice, this time it is not a mini bag of rice, the 25 kg again. Now it is either olonga or margarine cup. Margarine cup. And that is what they put on the rice and they are sharing in the communities. And
those watching on Facebook, you can see some of the videos and pictures on your screens. Please go ahead.
And you have a regional chairman
kneeling
to churches and kneeling down. What it means is that we have failed you. We have not delivered on our promises. You have been voting for this party for a long time and we have not done what is expected. But you see, this by-election, if we lose, if the NPP loses, it will bring an embarrassment. So I am on my knees begging you, don't shame us. That is what it means. A political party like the NPP, a government in power, all of a sudden, they are on their knees begging voters and giving them money and sharing everything, and everybody who matters in the NPP is in the Ashanti region. Why so? It shows because it is significant because it tells a story, and the story is that the people in the constituency have been complaining about neglect. They've been voting for this party for way over 28 years, 30 years now.
That's right.
And our roads, major roads, have not been done. All of a sudden, we have road minister as clueless as that guy goes to that constituency, sends all machines to the constituency and start building, repairing the roads. And then when he is asked, why are you doing the roads now? He said it is not because of the by-election. So why didn't you do it last month, last 2 months, last 3 months?
So they keep taking advantage of the electorate.
You see, and my brother, between me and you, some of this, excuse my language, some of this nonsense cannot happen on us, or some of these things we cannot be manipulated like this one. If I live in that constituency, irrespective of what you do, the roads or whatever it is, it wouldn't move me. But some people are moved. 30 years, you've been voting for the same party. 30 years, that is the time they are fixing your road because you have lost your MP. It is sad the way we do politics in Africa sometimes, my brother. It is sad the way we do politics. And all the political parties are guilty some way. But you see, some of them are doing it like the NPP. They are doing it too much at time. They are doing it too. They're overdoing things. And see, I remember in 2008, there was a woman called Christine Churchill. He was the NPP MP for Cape Coast Central. And he was in President Kufuor's government because I think he was a regional minister. Then Professor Mills contested Nana Akufo-Addo in 2008. A similar thing happened where Christine Churchill went to churches in Cape Coast and was on her knees begging the people. What it meant was it signified the fact that Calais, we have not been able to live up to expectation. People are complaining. We are hearing the complaints. We have not been able to do anything about it. It is a by-election. They do election time. And the NPP lost the 2008 election. Professor Mills won. Now we are seeing another thing where the chairman of the Ashanti Regional and chairman of the NPP is on his knees begging people. Why are you begging now? Why are you so desperate? Why begging? Why are you on your knees? You are in government and you claim you have done well. You have done 111 agenda, 111 hospitals. You were making noise about it, blah, 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 blah. Not a single one. The hospital in Kumawu was built by Professor Mills and John Mahama administration. Yet, the people of Ashanti have their way of voting and way of doing their things. So you cannot see anything much.
So the MPP has two mountains to surmount. They have to deal with the NDC camp and then deal with the independent candidate as well.
That is huge. And that is what they are begging.
That's right.
If you live in the constituency where the constituents can vote 11,000 for an independent candidate.
It was very close. The difference was just 195 votes.
It should tell you. It should tell you that the independent candidate message is sinking with the people. The people feel disappointed in the MPP or the ruling government, and therefore they decided to go for another. And so the NDC is in the constituency campaigning. The NDC may not be able to win that seat. May not be. But anything can happen.
Sure.
If the parliamentary independent candidates and the MPP split votes, it gives the NDC an advantage to come in.
That's right.
Absolutely. We need the numbers to tell the people. We need the percentage we need from that election just to tell the people that we are ready for election 2024, irrespective of being your stronghold. We are not worried about that one. So that is also the MPP's biggest problem, is to deal with the independent candidate as well as the NDC. And your message, what do you tell the people you have disappointed? What do you tell the about 11,000 people plus who voted for the independent candidate in the last election? And all of a sudden, they've been begging for roads until the MP died before you come back to come and repair the road. So there is something amiss. There is something wrong with the thinking and the way the MPP is doing their politics. And they are so desperate to stay in power, or they're so desperate to do everything in the name of politics to win power. So you see the MPP nature. And they said these are not a group of people who have come to promote the welfare of this country. They have come to promote their own agenda, property owning democracy or property owning party. They come to look for property. And when they get their party, when they get to the properties and whatever money they want, they try to give people some induced people to give them power to stay more in office. So you see their slogan, 4 more, 4 more. So far, so good. What it means is that we come to power, you give us the opportunity, we come, we exploit you. When we exploit you to the extent that we have made a lot of money, now we come back to appeal to you. We give you money, we give you bribe, we give you everything we need to give you, so that you will give us more power to stay, more opportunities to stay in power and continue to make money while we impoverish you. So look at the situation in the country. Everybody is so impoverished. But at the level of poverty and the hardship is so much that you can't think around it. When you are taking a taxi, it's a problem. When you are taking transport, it's a problem. When you want to eat, it's a problem. When you want to buy dress, it's a problem. When you want to take care of your brother or sister, it's a problem. When you want to take care of your mother or father, it's a problem. Because when you look at the size of your pocket and you put your hand in it, you look at your mother, you want to give your mother 100 cedis, which is not even enough. Because the 100 cedis has lost, it's about 530 cedis because of inflation. 100 Ghana cedis is now 530 cedis because inflation is around 47%. So what it means is that you want to give your mother some 100 Ghana cedis for something, but you look at your pocket and you think that you cannot give your mother 100, you have to give your mother 50. Because if you give your mother that 100, transportation to work and back that week is going to be a problem. You have a child. So, Master, things are difficult.
That's right.
And the MPP does not think about that. All they think about is to consistently be in power and have the advantage of looting state coffers and stealing. And that is what they do. So you see, they are in power. 6 years down the line, they have not built a single hospital and completed it. Not a single airport. Not a single secondary school done and completed. 6 years.
They are in the building stages.
At these 6 years, there is not a single project. We said the NDPP started this hospital and they are finished. Not a single hospital in 6 years. So the for 600 million you have borrowed. 600 million you have borrowed. What did you use it for? So, Master, this political party we call the NPP, we have invested hope in them and they have disappointed all of us. I am saying they packaged Nana Akufo-Addo for us. We bought it to the MPP and Nana Akufo-Addo's agenda. And so when you go to Kumawu is a reflection of what is indeed happening in the country. They know, they appreciate the difficulties.
Honorable.
Today they can't share 5 kilograms of rice.
That's right.
They are sharing 1 cup of rice.
Honorable, any prediction? Do you have any prediction? Your prediction?
I think that yes. Then the parliamentary candidate will cause an upset if care is not taken. That is what it is. If not, then the MPP will get a slim margin. But the NDC will show its strength going into election 2024. Now listen. We are a political party that is trying to take power from the people, NDC, to the MPP, and serve the people well with conscience and common sense.
That's right. Honorable, I like your honest opinion always on this show. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Have a nice morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Honorable Dela Edem. All right, so it's exactly 9:30 a.m. GMT in the studios of Papa Law Radio. This is Mpɔtam Morning Show with Papa Law Perfect. My co-host, David Santos. What a blessed morning. Before we go into the dailies, what do you have in the daily papers? I want to put on the line Ohiniba Kofi Prince. He's already on the line, and I want to find out the reduction in lorry fares, the public transport. There's been a reduction, so let's see how it goes. All right, so Santos, let's do with the daily papers. What do you have?
Okay, so thank you. On the front page of the daily papers, I'm starting with the Ghanaian Observer. On the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, it says government target food security with 5-year plan, and the government lift COVID-19 restrictions, and then also our victory in 2024 start in Kumawu. Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo, Vice President Baumia, Chief of Staff, attend Philip Basua funeral. Funeral.
The name, when you are mentioning it, you have to mention it with vigor.
Basua. So it seems all the papers this morning are talking about Kumawu. So is it Kumawu or Kumawu?
There were two. We are told by history that 2 trees were planted. One survived. That is Kumasi. And the other one died. So Kumasi.
Okay.
All right. So government target food security with a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Every day politicians are planned. Like Honorable Dela rightly said. They start projects and they won't finish. No. They know they can't finish, but they will start to prove a point. And they are good when it comes to the animation of this project. When they put animation there, the architectural designs and all that, you wish you are feeling the tangibility.
They are very good when it comes to animation. They will change your demeanor right now.
That's
see it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So that is what is happening on the front page of the Ghanaian Observer.
So let's go to the National Voice.
Okay, on the front page of the National Voice, it says government must ensure fiscal discipline.
And IMF bailout. Economists. We always talk about fiscal discipline and all that, but we don't discipline ourselves. The indiscipline is a language they understand, but discipline they don't.
They won't.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so that is what is on the front page. Then ban rice importation. Jospon lobbies government.
Yeah.
And so that is what
he's actually into rice farming. So wide. I mean, it's a huge.
But I don't know
plantation.
the reason why we are still importing all those things. We do them in this country. Even toothpick.
Find out from this government.
You don't want to speak, eh?
I always find it difficult to hear that we import rice, tomatoes, onions, some of these things. In fact, when it comes to the world, Ghana have one of the most arable lands. When I say arable, it means anything you put in the soil,
it will grow.
It will grow. Yet we have to import all these things because it's somebody's interest just to make money. Because they have their tips.
Hey,
they have it. That is the problem here in Ghana. MPP to win more votes in Kumawu by election.
Yeah.
Richard Ahiagba.
Yeah.
Akwana nano the rough MPP communications officer, national communications officer. Tell papa. Modi shock be a mobile jiwo hono. She say independent candidate. She mamencho voter o puli ye. Even during the primaries, our they call independent. No, if you see the voter unya no, so if you are a candidate and you think say we're winning no easily, then go and advise yourself. It was 11,000 something. The guy also Basua got 11,000 plus. The guy also got 11,000 plus. The difference was just slight.
Then it's not easy there.
So the 11,000 people are still waiting, and the guy is gradually gaining more popularity. Because the more they try to box him in, cow him in, and try to massage the figures and the mindset of the people are still rooting for the guy.
Wow.
Yes, so MPP has a double nightmare.
Yes.
You are dealing with your closest opponent, that is the NDC. And now you have an independent candidate who used to be with the MPP, who is now giving you headaches to understand that the whole government machinery from the president of this land, his vice president, the MPP
chief of staffs,
flag bearer, hopefuls, the chief of everybody is in Kumawu.
Yes,
because when MPP falls, it's an indication that the 2024 elections is not for you.
Yeah. So that is what is on the front page. Then Baumia campaign hit up. So that's on the front page of the National Voice. And then when we go to the Daily Searchlight, on the front page it says Jisu MP support 150 women in vocational skills training. And also our victory in 2024 start in Kumawu. President declares. And so you can see His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo there. I don't know, it seems this picture they took it at the night. How can the whole Akosomo Dam move? It's serious. So serious. And then vote massively for NS Yao Enim for betterment Kumawu man Kwabena Frimpong. And so that is on the front page of the Daily Searchlight.
Don't also forget that on the NDC side too, former President John Dramani Mahama is also there canvassing for vote for their candidate. The chairman, Honorable Esiedun Ketia, is also there. The whole lot. But PPP had thrown their weight to support the independent candidate. And somebody will ask, how many votes is the PPP?
The PPP.
The People's whatever party.
Is it PPP?
People's DN party, yes. So
Progressive Party.
Progressive People's Party. That's right. So that's Parkwest Indum's party.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But when it comes to election, forget about what
numbers.
0 point. The point count though.
Even the 0.05.
It count. You be saying PPP they don't have.
But in reality, how much are they bringing on the table?
Is there?
In reality, how much are they bringing on?
If 3 people are voting, they are support.
If Agbana can win with 1 vote, just 1. That is the finger of
God. That is bringing an intelligent question to the NDC.
That's right.
That should tell you that in politics, when it comes to counting of numbers, it's very important.
So anything is possible.
Yes.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
And then I think Kwabena Dufo is also there to canvass for votes. So the NDC had settled their issues, the dichotomies around here.
He said it.
Just ended election. I think they've done well. I mean, I could see unity brewing in the NDC's camp.
That will help them. That is going to help them.
Sure.
And then let's move on to the Ghanaian publisher. On the front page, it says, our 2024 victory begins in Kumawu. Nanado, I'm telling you.
Nanado declares.
Yes.
Let's see how the electorate vote. We have less than 48 hours. I mean, tomorrow is just here.
Yeah.
Did I say 48 hours? Less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
We are voting. And we'll see where power lies.
But
I wish that the electorate will vote, excuse me, with their conscience and not be cattled or boxing by any politician trying to give you rice. You finish eating rice within a week.
You see,
and then you suffer again.
Attorney.
So teach the politicians that you can't take me for granted. If you have any road to construct it.
Okay.
If you have any money to give it to me right from the day you entered office. Not when you need me.
Okay.
Yes, you look like a man who only texts the girlfriend when he's hot. You know.
Attorney, I have problem when it comes to the citizens of this country. They have forgotten the 30 years without development. And one gift or influence by money can change the transformer to a transmitter.
That's right.
Yes. And for them, that is how they are. We don't remember the pains that we have gone through. One day, one peanut will change their whole pain.
I remember very well that here in Ghana, people easily forget. In fact, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a communication expert.
Yeah, for that.
He got that right. He said Ghanaians have short memory. Well, in this country, when a pastor, a renowned pastor, a revered pastor, in fact, I revered that pastor so much. I call him the King Solomon of our time. Dr. Mensa Otabil made a statement. He was not being personal with the statement, but he said, don't sit down for a politician to give you t-shirt, rice, bentua, enema syringe.
This one.
Give you tin
doesn't make
tomatoes
sense.
and the likes and suffer for the next 4 years. One party was on his neck attacking him. Why that pronouncement? But he was speaking truth.
The truth.
He again came back to tell us that there is nothing free, even in Freetown. There's nothing free. If you're a man, go to Freetown and say, the name here is called Freetown, so I am coming to eat free. And you see.
Eat and see.
Eat and try to go. And you see. And he told us that there is nothing free. So those free things are costly. Is it not true?
It's true.
When you take things free, it's costly.
Yeah.
It can cost your life. So the earlier we embrace the truth and tell politicians that we are not, excuse me, children to toy with.
See, they are playing with us too much.
The way they go about things.
We easily forget about it.
We fall for it.
And so that is our problem. I won't let you down. Dr. Efriye Akutu fired up for MPP top job. And so that is what
this man, the least said about him, the better. I won't say anything.
Government must ban rice importation, as we said earlier. And then Bibiani MP chairman fight over Arbon. Ghana lift COVID-19 restriction at all entry points.
This thing, the monies Ghana had made, back then I was traveling. And you have to do COVID tests. You have to pay, it was around 300 and something. So you can imagine how many Ghanaians who are using the Kotoka. That entry.
The entry.
And that's the only way you can enter.
You can enter.
You can imagine the monies they made.
Hey!
Ask me who and who were in charge of the medical team at the airport. It was their own cronies. Create, loot, and share. Government made a lot of money out of COVID-19. That is why I don't say COVID-19 is a pandemic. I never called it a pandemic.
Oh, okay.
It was pandemic. They planned it. They siphoned the monies of the people.
Is it
globally?
Oh, okay. I thought only in Ghana.
Globally.
Okay.
It was a plot to take people's money, box people, put them into a dungeon indirectly, Go, lockdown. Nobody should come out. This, and that. And people made money out of that.
I think if this is a plan and people's life...
3 years, they are now telling you is no more pandemic.
Yeah, for that.
So why do you think it wasn't a plan?
Because we are expecting another one.
Yeah?
We are waiting for them. They should kill us. We will not die. One thing will not die. They can kill us physical, but the second one, they cannot do anything about it.
That's right.
So let's continue with the anchor. On the front page, it says bankrupt cocoa board brutally sacked officials as cocoa farmers pension scheme initiative crumbles. So that is on the front page of the anchor. And then it says that Takwa MP empowers women, donate 300 swing machines and 150 air dressers. And so that's what the man does with 2 siblings on his way to mom's funeral. And then 5 also bent into ashes. Obimu funeral. And a funeral so
it's interesting. When I heard that story, I was pained. It happened around Enyesi. Enyesi is around Bunso after Bunso.
This is sad.
He was actually going to bury, he's a presidential staffer. He was going to bury his mother. He had 2 other cousins who were in the car. They also died on the way. I mean, the car actually somersaulted and entered into the river. It happened when a useless and a recalcitrant driver was trying to do unnecessary overtaking. And he was, the innocent ones who are dead, was trying to swerve or save himself and those on board. And somehow, he missed it. And the driver cannot be found. He's gone. Hit and run. I have on the line Ohineba Kofi Prince. He's at Ashaman main station. Ohineba, then I call you.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Okay.
I'm hoping to say. Ghana, I'm from Anabon, a boy ye. Madam Shadem. Timmy whom from Anabon and from a Benebo, Ashama main station.
Okay, Papa, many can share with you for and me wash your phone in Nara. Now I'm moving around and bra Papa already. From my elbow, a week in air transportation, a lorry fare seminar, a home from an elbow.
That's what I wanted to so 10%.
Star Pepe. Now, my baby, I am Shaman main station. And not me baby beside no, and not about quite to say I am Penofano. Baby, now, as on the Casa. I said, Edumu, Jane, and Semisano. Edumu, Jane, and Semisano.
And the Etiasia is that
Sanity.
O boss and so Mounty one year care for a be you ready. Assemble.
Yes, because the Sam Penny, you almost say, order the above.
Order Nefi Infa. Order, if
I'm saying GPR to Penifon at the bedroom almost some of the science and I
say a buying a release memo about Ministry of Transport. Say 1 month it is so 10%. A dear be no more change.
And not any assam Cassia that was here because drivers in the now be so much.
It's a funny be why bet when your Macassa and your kitchen come on.
Okay, my men if I'm a driver any penny you are none and a casa.
Open your marching. Good
morning.
Marching. I hope to say. Nyamigu Susha and Mpɔtam Jumadi ni ewo Papa Law Radio so. Na ye fro say a Juma Ben na woye.
You come block with me. Me driving.
We are driving. Why you driving for how many years?
Oh, me started 98.
98. I say watch it. One in number 25 years. Yes sir.
Yeah.
Why are dear wabo Juma papa. Openyi den ekoso aban e de enhihye aba se monte lorry fare so eye 10%. Said the enkane no na moje no munyi so emra form. But me say ba last week ebepemene me say sa na mo munya ntu ye adentia.
Do kan no ko. Ba won say enso ye sempen ko bi ase. That's the road there. Also, so yes. And the Panama order say, Yes, I do. I want me every now and then. What's that? The chance is going to be fiscal. The amount of the bar. The bar. Yes, that was the thing. I open it say yes, so who is your backer? That's yes.
Enti openyi
Some from my the channels almost on the bar.
Any enhwe ni sei mompanyi for no refer to GPRT for mompanyi for nyesa and yenhwe aban Ministry of Transport omo nso omo na di saa enhyehyeye aba money aban hyehyɛ mo andi nkita ho ansa na omo di 10% reduction ebeto abonte
You can in no the sales chama say who say na make a beginning in 24 as a no me no mo committee what yes the okay na in 24 na bit me access answer but me imagine check aka me say the more can dey yet spy yen ya ho better put na ba for yin na ho better the me ade papa me ha me say so ko twaduane a you know mo nti so aja se pure water 50% ah na eto na
anka yatifu wa Sweden anka pure water no ne yi nyina won se yetete so
na so aba form yogurt is ya 3 series say ka 3 series so what mass na sa no me na aba form na ye ho ere me metu kan kaka ko bi gwasi a ono ko a aduane o moto ne 10 series up to 698 up to moto ne 10 series but the Ghana there
to so sa
to sa meti ashama Lebanon stop o moton Guinness malt ono moton 6 series but oba ashama kroma e series oh e dawo
metie opa
ono stop papa ne ton 6 series but oba ashama kroma
it's true
malt no e series
asa obi eton ne de
sa obi
ana mra bia so nkyekere no
mra bia nkyekere no say
adentina wo ton ne sa u koti Cote d'Ivoire mensume koti Nigeria mock say 15 naira wa ha ba bia 15 naira
sa oh ama youth na ye banyina no ye bre bus ni the bus bebre nam na so ko onya hwa obedunu sa no nam e so ko pensan no ye de o tuna o pe be kwada because adwumana ni ho adwumana ni ho ni se score beto aduane no aduane ni se fu ko ka ngita tense fu o mu chale tense la sama bas nke fu a 3 4 series but me de no ngita tense bisa ato nam no de no at na ye abaye du
that's right
ana mpenifu bu be se unko didi a unkwa udidi a abontin ye ni di say because of comedy me who wa me so what you say
yeah
it's better no better
edidi janso de ni emuna nanam
sanity kasa kan bit me take the whole day aka but there can say ye dey shempeni for no don beka no
enti de se o kan pain wa fidie so se nyame ya adom na se mpanyifo de betodwa mu ni hweye no anza mo bagi ato
because ye so ma se don beka say nyi tin sa
na o hwe mpanyifo be mamate so de o de wato wasoto fomo
ebia
ahwe be konkon ho sa de o kan ide
omuzu compare sa no ma musu ye tonto spare parts ni ade to ina is a tire ye tono 300 is a one number 800 so that's
right
omusu compare sa do omu compare and the true
eti 10 no se momo anyisu e be ma mo ho aha mo kakra nya sa
but was it
se 10 no momo anyisu anke be ma mo ho aha mo kakra nya sa hello
yeah
me say kamodie enka 10% na nka ban pene so na mo anyisu anka enu mo beboa mama mo ho ahan mo nyeza
oh ani de nka beboa ye nyina because o mama de bia performance say eboa beboa bia say wa jase
yeah
beboa bia wo come market na ma ba pom wo so benya osika de o da tobi na wo so ku enu so na de
yo ani
ya is bro de 10 series ye turn of 5 series and 12 series you can say them can say you can say the whole day
that's right enti
na mpelefon so o ma ya o mo nya ntem say be ba o so mo ba ja to so mo nyintu no because be ba o mo say lot of ya to so partners ba lot of ya so o mo mpelefon fa mai
asa no mo ne mo bo atwede
sa So what I don't want to be kind. Better someone to you. No, life.
Your bumpire said, yo, your bumpire said, Nankona Wie, and na empenny4 edit your waho abetuja. Ora medase papa, so ne papa low radio akasa. Yamishida. Kofi?
Hello?
Kofi?
Papa?
Papa na kasa. Or the Nako 7 so atuja. A twasum. Intina is a fair and Nijina Nijina. Nia na ye.
Penny back with you, and I cannot offer on.
Only a minute and cassa 2 minutes, but ye brasso. I will see a bus studio better up here. Hello.
Hello, Baba.
Yeah, my minute and cassa.
Okay.
On one wakanoahu.
I said, no, I can't.
Yo,
passengers living.
Cabinia passenger back one, Cabeboapa, Bopin, car nibie loading on Cabine, passenger back on Casa because Tima Munibi, a frame catcher, me say, a khaki to be known, driver nibi create battery because on the Onimsi Atison, Tinya, you beat the other than Tiama. Almost so almost any young cobi ya parke car no. Nyanto any munsi na monanti na mon community montana musika ne so. Na monfanya car na monfanko uwo sika enye ye car mu. Wa pisa enipa opese ye ne kasa no.
But me wa hana me ne be kin komona.
Yo. Mama na te saying.
Hello.
Mommy at saying Papa Low radio suni na o fi ashama ya wo kwa himfa no ani kire.
O bi ashama na o kwa himfa.
Mesi o ashama mebo a o ashama station.
Me wo station.
Anti o faka kwa himfa.
Me faka kwa yi.
Ana wo station ho keke ana wo faka kwa baby foforo.
Petombodo station.
A wo to brodo wo ho. Oka ne afise wo tika mu a wo kɔ ne ahwe price no mame ne abrantie ne nkasa biem Kofi
Baba
nanka ye pe obi a otika mu a na wo kɔfa ka nanka ye bisa na dwen we o station ho de edin a na ye betuma bisa na onye driver enti o de ye fancy a so anya bi a because ye bre na ye bre wo studio ha mame ne nkasa 1 minute
okay.
Abrantie machi. Abrantie. Hello. Abrantie.
Yes.
Bacho peja oni kakrama me why?
What you say?
Morning at saying.
Me josi o.
Me mo akwa baba papa law radio so na ye fro saying. Hello.
Hello.
Bacho ye fro saying.
What am Isaac?
O wa Shama station yes sir.
Bacho.
O fa card ya kwa himfa.
Me ko ejumako.
Ejumako. I say Central Region ho ba bi nyaza.
Bacho.
Na enka no na wutu ya say lorry fare na say.
Na 35.
Ne wo ba ho no say yeso ati.
O say
ne wo ba ho na so ati ana.
Oh amatum.
O ma sa tum. 35 and say yes
I 50
cities.
Bacho.
Hey, any never back ho. Now was ka odi betu ya.
Me kura shoke me kura.
Ashoke wo hu. Na oti wo emframa mu say yes o monte so 10%. Na ende na omugu so atam na 35 ako 50. Hey, na den na wo ka fa hu.
By my tisu so mo so my tisu by
Saa net ye. Die ejina na ejina.
Baby ejina na ejina.
Ane ukodru adwuma ko ana ne wabɔ onuanom amane se yatom nti wo bana se wambo ahwana ye se obeda kwan so. Ane meda se pa. Kofi. Mama ni abranti ya nkasa. Kofi.
Hello baba.
Yo ene ya di besi ha. Na abranti ye okɔ adwuma ko ye o se 35 akɔ ye 50 idie. Nyame na aye na dom nka ne obeda shama ho.
And papa me call office by you. Me call GPRTU for and I me call cooperative for so.
Yeah.
But now some women no can say almost in penfono e mama order bi aye.
Ye ni nyina e krokro de John.
Almost slow say o mekasa. Almost slow say o mekasa nti ya e wo no.
Ye krokro de John. Omo ya na fe antimu no enti so no kra no aka. Onzo ai driver ne se o hwe se yente so naja omo ho han o na zezi brodo kra first no mo ton 5 zezi abeda ne 12 cedi ase onim economist papa. Okay ye de ubesi ya ye da se papa. Ye reporter e wo Ashaman ye ohene ba Kofi Prince ene no ekotwetwe enkomo no David Santos
Attorney General
ni aya na aye
yeah
papa bia okasa ntechere maso o se Tata. Asa. Tata.
Yeah. Asa. Is it the one I'm thinking?
I don't know what you are thinking.
When it's your turn, you don't know what you are thinking. Like, seriously.
Tata. Mpɔtam
morning show.
Or final words.
My final words. I'll quote from the book of John Appiah. Politics is not about scandal, but development and good projects.
That's right.
So this one is coming from the book of John Appiah, the one we spoke
and normal
to.
kasapa Dr. Ansoni,
Yeah.
Yesuya for URT and UTI, urinary tract infection. Mo man na mo de baby ambewura no. Mo de mo nkoso awurawura. Obinya asem. A man and so many moon. Yeah,
Ramu.
So I am more say infection be any or infection or hoy Johnny. Now ya.
Now better.
Ocean environment to meet it. Intina at least one number or so open sanitizers near me.
Anyway,
oh, your bear was so serious him fear who ye.
Oh,
aye.
Auntie
Dr. Brayford ya dance papa. Dr. Brayford never chere ya dear papa.
Yeah.
Honorable de la coffee so.
Yeah.
They lie them on ya kasapa.
Yeah.
Or say
on put on
cha.
Yeah.
Dia be pe won ho no.
Yes.
Or say on TSS MPP ni NDC. Wo ma tie gumu a obi edisi afimu na chese munti o mu case.
Oh kra.
Na wuntumi bubu kotodwe.
Hwe.
Enra ni video bi a me ko hwe o say eye kwakudua yi de oye independent as usual so nim wuntumi ne rhetorics yi. O say why no who Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot, not carrot. Honorable wuntumi. Enye carrot. Enye carrot e kikari no why? Eye Judas Iscariot. Interesting. All right, big shout out to my mom, Madam Vida Benabuati Nakuma. God bless you, Mom. I love you so much. God bless everyone who came on the line. Let me read some few comments. Esther Na Ankra is a good morning, Bra Jude. Hey, Bra Jude. Also say good morning, Madam. As a page, you know, good morning, saying a good morning, Madam. All right, so Nana Banan said, great show. I'm sure, on here about Kofi Prince. Baby, and I may fire ECG for us. Okay. Fire them, Papa. ECG, more final warning. Warning 1, warning 2, warning 3. Miss Munya Chron on Moya Chron 4. So would you be sick at no money power? I say, what's the meaning of
a chrono?
A fraud. All right, or mind be ye for me, no me and Wara. Honey, did you make the basic? Me did the Papa Law Perfect show produced by Jude GH. Madam Gifty, God bless you. She's part of the great team. And then my co-host, David Santos. God bless all staff and management of Papalo Media. And then so we had Eric Mens passing through. It's been a while. We were so glad to have him. All right, so I came, I saw, and I conquered. Straight up Don't crooked up. I'm out.
Come on,